What's up and welcome back to the Run the North podcast. I don't remember how to do intros. Jake's not here. Miller is over there dancing. Miller, how you doing?
I am so tired.
Same. I don't know why though.
It's the scootering.
I don't know. I don't think so. I did realize I ride that weirder than most people do. I've never ridden a scooter.
I was gonna say I haven't either.
And so I kind of rode it like it was a skateboard, but I also I noticed the way other people ride it where they don't adjust their body for bumps and curves and stuff. They just kind of stand up straight and just go. And I'm used to a skateboard where it's oh, a bump, you gotta move in a certain way so you don't die. And it's okay, well, whatever. Guess people, I don't know. Guess I'm just different. That's not news though. That's fork found in kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Other than being tired, how's life? It hasn't been a month since you've been on this show.
I was gonna say it has been a long time. I don't know. I'm very behind on YouTube uploads, and that's kind of what all of my free time has been committed to. That, watching Cowboy Bebop, which is banger anime. If you haven't seen it, you should. Geek, I think that's another one you would like. For reference, it's about bounty hunters in space in the future, and the whole show revolves around music. In the sense that the characters themselves aren't musicians or something. It's just the music is so integral to setting the scene for every single moment in the show, or setting the atmosphere, setting the vibe, whatever. I mean, when we did Tradition in my campaign,
yeah,
that was one of the first episodes. There's a fight scene with that in the background, and that's the whole show. And then they'll have other episodes that are based around there's one that was rock and roll. There's one I just watched that was a little more funk based as opposed to jazz. It's so cool. It's such a cool show, and the way they use the music is awesome. But I've been watching that. I've been doing my videos that I'm way behind on, and I just got addicted to Pokemon Infinite Fusion, which you were there when I was playing it last night. I have 30 hours put into that game, and I've been playing it for 3 days.
It's a little ridiculous.
Yes.
Get to work on your YouTube videos, dog. Stop playing Pokemon.
Well, I play it on the side while I'm doing graphics and stuff, or while I'm editing.
But that means you're not editing, you're just playing the game.
Well, no. So what I do is I have my DaVinci set up here, and then over here on this monitor, I have the game, right? And so I'll be listening, because most of my editing is just correcting what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because visually, I don't have to do a whole lot with those. So I'll sit here, and it'll be a 50-minute audio. I'll sit here, I'll be playing the game, I'll be listening. Oh, I stuttered there. Let me take care of that. All right, back to the game. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. Let me cut that out. Okay, yeah. I said that player's name horribly wrong. Let me take care of that. And it's just that back and forth.
Okay.
Probably not the most efficient process, but listen, man, I am so sick of doing these videos and I'm not even halfway done.
You say this every year. I don't know why you keep doing them the exact same way.
Because I keep saying to myself, I'm going to do it the right way this time, and then I fuck up.
Well,
I keep digging myself a hole. Next year, I will be committing to only 8 of them.
Just divisions?
Yes.
Smart.
Which is what I should be doing.
Has been the entire time.
Well, see, what happened this year was I was okay, I am locked into, I am going to do 8 videos, division. I sat down and recorded the Bears, which was a relatively small draft class. That was I think it was an hour-long recording, ended up being 30 minutes of audio. I was I can't make a 3-hour-long draft grade video. No one's going to watch that. No one cares to watch that.
Well, that's why you got to condense.
Right. The problem is, I tried to do that with the Bears.
You're a professional yapper. I know.
Right.
You guys judge me when you exist also.
I was going to say, I am just as bad.
Yeah.
The difference, though, is I'm better at staying on topic.
Yes. Very much. I just be yapping. Somehow I can connect everything to everything. I can just get it there. It's
You'd
fine.
be making a video about the Vikings draft class and start talking about how the Seattle Mariners are doing this year halfway through.
Real. Actually, speaking of the Seattle Mariners, actual good segue by Miller Football, who did not mean to. I don't think he meant to do that. But
We're so back.
the Seattle Mariners
We're so
did
back.
just trade for Josh Naylor, the Arizona Diamondbacks first baseman. I don't know how much I really care about that, but it did happen. And that is actual MLB news that Miller segued to on accident. So
It wasn't
that's-
an accident. I did actually see
oh,
that.
did
on
you?
Twitter.
Okay. Well, that's.
I couldn't remember why I saw the Mariners, but I saw that team name and I was like, surely that's a relevant team.
Yeah. And
I'm
like,
glad they were relevant for a good reason. I thought maybe they like blew up Yemen or something.
no. And like Josh Naylor is really good. And the Mariners are, I mean, they're trying to make moves. You got to go try to win it all. And I think Naylor helps them with that. I mean, they have needed an extra bat in that lineup really bad. And Donovan Solano and Luke Raley as your first base options are not exactly great. So, or I guess, yeah, no, those are the two that have been playing first base majority of the year for them. So, I mean, Naylor's a huge upgrade for that. Miller is completely zoned out because I'm talking baseball, but that's okay. That's
I'm
real.
so locked in that I don't know what's happening.
Real. But no, I'm glad the Diamondbacks are making this choice. Most of all, like, this is good for the Mariners. They needed another bat. He's a good first baseman. Cool. But the Diamondbacks have been exactly mid all year. They keep having injuries. You're not going to compete this year, not in any real way. Sure, you were 5 games back from a wild card. You could sneak in there. You don't have any magic on this team to make a run. And Naylor was going to be a free agent. Eugenio Suarez is going to be a free agent. Zach Gallen's going to be a free agent. Merrill Kelly's going to be a free agent. Trade these dudes. Get some assets instead of letting them walk in 6 months because you're not bringing them all back. You might bring back one. And let's be honest, if you're bringing back one of them, it's going to be Zach Gallen. So get the other 3, especially Suarez, who right now is at the top of his trade value like ever, and go get some prospects and build for the future because you're not winning this year. You're just not. You good over there, Miller?
Yeah, I'm just listening.
You're sitting there like, man, is this how like some people feel when I'm talking football?
No, I'm trying to be attentive.
No, I
I'm
appreciate
trying to
that.
be
I like that.
respectful. No, I had a moment on Patrick's podcast this week where I was the opposite of that, and I feel really bad, and I'm really conscious of being it because we were talking about like teams with high ceilings this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And or I'm sorry, his was floors, mine was ceilings. So we were talking about his. He was talking about Buffalo as a team with a high floor, and he brought up how in the event that Josh Allen gets hurt, Mitch Trubisky would come onto the field, and then was like making a joke about that. And I was like, hey, you respect Mitch Trubisky. He had a 40-yard rushing touchdown against the Dallas Cowboys one time. And then I was like, I got to fact check that because I don't think it was 40 yards. I pulled that out of my ass. Ended up being like 26. Still a hell of a run. But I sat there and I was staring into my computer while he was talking about how great the Eagles floor is. And I was just locked in on Mitch Trubisky highlights for like 5 minutes.
Nice.
And he goes, but Miller, do you have anything to say or add to that? And I just went, I'm going to be so real. I didn't hear a word you just said.
Yep.
And
All
I
right.
felt so bad because he just paused and he went, I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to that.
Valid. I'm gonna,
But it was like cathartic, dude. I watching Mitch Trubisky highlights made me feel like a kid again. I miss him.
valid. Dude, next week's episode is going to be crazy because next week, the day of recording of Run the North is the trade deadline. So like stuff is going to be happening while we're recording. It's going to be sick. Hopefully. Maybe this is the only deal that happens all year and there's nothing else, and that would be the worst. If the Rockies don't trade like 7 dudes, I'm killing myself. Just sell
But
them.
I thought they were good now.
They are, but I don't care. Dude, it doesn't matter. Trade the 32-year-old third baseman who like can never. By the time the Rockies are good enough to matter, he will retire. Let him go play real baseball for a real team. And then the relief pitchers just don't matter until you're good. So fine, trade them. And then just make a decision. This one is upsetting to me because the two outfielders who had been struggling for the Rockies this year have finally figured it out. So I now get to see that outfield at full power. And it's like, I just want you to pay them all right now because they're fun. This is way too fun. And they won't. And Mickey Moniak will just walk in free agency and I'll cry because this team doesn't understand sign a guy or trade a guy. They just sit in this weird middle spot where they just let him walk away, and it's really stupid. So sign Brenton Doyle and Mickey Moniak or trade them. I don't care which, just do one of the two. I do care a little. I would love for them to sign them because the outfield as it's assembled right now is perfect for Coors Field. They're all very fast, very good at defense. That like it's perfect for playing defense at Coors Field. There is, I know this is a weird thing to say, but there is strategy to baseball. The Rockies front office doesn't know that, but there is. And it's pretty easy to tell how the Rockies work when they're a good team. Maybe just build that way again, and they just don't for some reason. So Coors Field, while it's the easiest place to hit in baseball, the outfield is one of the biggest in baseball. There's a lot of open area. So if you're the Rockies, you want really fast guys in the outfield so they can cover that ground and like make plays. For the last like 5 years, they only get guys that are really slow for some reason. And it's like, I don't think that's a good idea. It's already tough enough to pitch here, and then you give them no defensive help because you have a 32-year-old with a bad back playing left field. Shout out Chris Bryant. He fucking sucks. Hate that guy. That's not even fair. I feel bad for that guy. He signed with the Rockies. So I keep making the joke about Eugenio Suarez, who I just talked about, going to the Rockies to try to. There's a weird thing in baseball where if you hit 500 home runs in your career, you're a Hall of Famer. Like, it's just the rule. Mm-hmm. Eugenio Suarez kind of has a chance to, but he's also going to be like a below replacement level player in overall WAR, and it's going to really test the, like, is 500 home runs all that matters? Because, like, he really wasn't good, but he hit a lot of home runs, and I think it would be interesting. So go to Coors and just hit home runs. Part of me thinks that's what Chris Bryant tried because he was already an MVP, had won a World Series. Like, all those things were there. So it's like, go to Coors, and even though we're going to suck, I'm going to put up big numbers and get the Hall of Fame. And then his body fell apart, and now he gets nothing.
Isn't Cubs?
Yep, he played for the Cubs. He was their third baseman, won an MVP, helped them win the World Series. Yeah.
I know basketball.
Yeah.
I've heard
Chicago.
Grayson or Nicole talk about him. I don't know which one, but that's the only reason I know. Maybe.
I'm going to go
perhaps,
with both,
probably.
but also probably Nicole.
She does know more, but Grayson talks to her about baseball. So does Jarrett, but I feel like Nicole is the biggest baseball knower of that group.
I need to talk to Nicole about baseball more.
You should talk to Seb about baseball more. I think he wants people to talk to about baseball.
I don't know if that's real.
He really likes baseball.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, he.
I thought you were just being like the same
baseball.
as we talked to him about football, so talk to him about baseball more. It's like, oh, okay.
No, like Sam actually can hold a conversation with baseball. He quite enjoys baseball.
Love you. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I could have sworn you guys had talked about it before.
We talk about a lot of things at D&D. I don't know, man. I don't know what gets brought up. I just be there. Outside of that, not a lot of information. This next week is going to be more big news. The fact that anything happened before we recorded this week is shocking, if I'm honest. I'm glad it did, though. We need more. I want more news because the trade deadline's fun, especially in baseball, because more happens than like in basketball. Real superstar players get moved in baseball. Because it's like a contract year. You're probably not going to re-sign here, so we're going to trade you to a team that's contending, and we're going to get a couple assets and you're going to go try to win a ring. And actually, the like trade deadline assets matter a lot of the time. They are big swings for playoff teams, or they're really negative swings for playoff teams, and that's also really funny. Like, we're gonna compete. Let's add this guy, and then he just sucks, and it's the funniest thing. It's not like the trade deadline everywhere else where nothing really happens. What happens in the NFL at the trade deadline?
There's been some pretty interesting trades over the last couple years at the deadline.
Devontae doesn't count.
No, I'm thinking like I'm trying. Leonard Williams was a big trade deadline move. I know the Seahawks or not. Yeah, the Seahawks haven't been like great, but he's such an important part of their defensive line. Montez Sweat was a trade deadline move. I know that's a little bit biased, but wasn't Hawk at the deadline?
Yeah, but again, in my head, it's like those are big deadline moves, but they also didn't matter.
Well,
because like all of them were going to teams that weren't competing.
Yeah.
I guess Hawk kind of did, but
Contavious Street got traded at the deadline a couple years ago.
Real. What a pull. What a pull.
Real ones, no. The only reason I remember that is because when I made a video about that deadline, and I was like, Contavious Street enjoyers, we are up. We are here. We are waiting. I went full Optimus Prime with that shit.
Nice.
I have a place in my heart for Contavious Street. Where's he at right now? Is he still in Atlanta?
I don't know. Quintez Cephas is a 49er, though. We talked about that before the recording, but I just feel like the world should know.
Yeah, he is still in Atlanta.
Also, Byron Matos, I don't know who that is, really. He's an offensive lineman for the Dolphins. Got airlifted to the hospital after an injury at training camp, and
holy shit.
The thing I read earlier that made me click on it was that he was not doing good, but he is in stable condition now, so that's good. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. You see Fields dislocated his toe?
Yeah, because I saw that pop up like right before I fell asleep this morning. And I was like, oh, damn, I'm going to wake up and Fields' like career is going to be done technically, because he won't be officially out of the league, but like this is his last chance to like be a guy. Yeah. And I was like, damn, I'm going to wake up and it's going to be over because they're going to have to do something else.
Yeah.
But luckily, it's just a dislocated toe. He going to be all right, which is good.
Yeah. I hope he does well in New York.
Real.
I like Fields.
I'm scared for if he does bad. You think Bears fans are bad? New York will kill him.
The Jets. I was going to say, at the very least, he will get called slurs in New York if he is not good at football. Because, like, when was the last time the Jets had a black quarterback?
My brain immediately goes, oh, yeah, it was Gino. My brain immediately went Michael Vick. Crazy pull, because I don't know if he played a game there, but...
Right.
That's...
But...
I mean, no, I guess Tyrod was literally just there.
Did he start, though? He played a little bit.
He played some, but also like, it's Tyrod. Tyrod's universally beloved.
Right. I'm talking about like guys slated to be the week one starter.
I think it would be Gino.
Yeah.
It's got to be Gino.
New York does. I'm just in my mind. I know Boston doesn't speak for all of New York, but I'm just thinking of Celtics fans and the way they act.
Well, that's also Massachusetts, but you know.
I know, but it's still like that area. I know it's not literally in the same state, but like Boston and New York are very close and act very similar.
Yeah.
I guess New York is like woke Boston in a way, but not all that woke. They're trending towards being more woke, though.
Now I want to look, because I think the Giants were also weird.
The Giants were like the last NFL team to start a black quarterback, and it was
the Giants
Gino.
Or the Patriots. I know it was those two because it was Gino and it was Cam.
It was definitely the Giants because it was Gino. I'm like 99.9% sure.
Cam was 2020. I don't know when Gino was a Giant. Is my issue. Is I don't remember Gino Giant days.
Yeah, but the Patriots had a black quarterback before that played. They had Jacoby.
Oh, you're so right. It was Jacoby. I was thinking it
Yeah.
was Cam.
Cam might have been like week 1
Yeah, I
starter,
think
first one, but
that's.
Jacoby was
It's weird
he
how
started a game for him.
how those Northeast teams work, because it's that way for like the Patriots, the Jets, the Giants. It's very like that. And then you have the Eagles, who are like tied with the Vikings for the most black quarterbacks to start games ever.
Yeah. See here, just making
Sometimes.
sure here. Yeah,
I
Jacoby
think you're right.
2016, Geno 2017.
Okay. Yeah.
Seneca Wallace was the first one for the Packers. That's crazy.
Shout out Seneca Wallace. He's
Also, Warren Moon was the first guy for like 3 teams. That's awesome. I love Warren Moon.
Where else did Seneca Wallace play? Seattle and Cleveland. I could have swore he was on another team at one point, but all right.
Is this only Super Bowl era?
I don't
Because
know.
this is listed in the Bears is 1979, and that's not true. We had a black quarterback in like the 30s with Willie Thrower.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Like I said, not the 30s, the 50s, 1953. His name was fucking Willie Thrower.
Good name.
He completed 3 passes in his career, but his name was Willie Thrower. Oh, okay. It's because Willie Thrower didn't technically start a game. He just played. That's why. Because George Blanda got benched in 53. That's crazy. So his first career drive, George Blanda gets benched by George Hallis. Willie Thrower gets the team to the 15-yard line, and then they pull Thrower and put Blanda back in, and then the Bears ended up losing.
Interesting.
Yeah, and Thrower was 3 of 8 with 27 yards and a pick.
Huh.
Okay, so he was the first black quarterback in the NFL, though.
Okay.
But didn't start.
So realistically, if you're looking for the most woke teams, you want the Eagles, the Titans / the Oilers, because, you know, history.
Yeah.
The Seahawks, the Buccaneers, the Vikings, the Panthers, the Ravens. If you want to finish the top 10, it then goes Cowboys, Commanders, Chiefs.
Makes sense.
The least woke teams,
like the Bears...
Giants, Chargers, Patriots, Dolphins, Jets. And then Packers, Colts, Broncos are also right there.
I was going to say the Bears need to at least be an honorable mention because we have Caleb Williams, and according to Twitter, he's setting even new heights for being a woke quarterback.
Bears, for total number of games, sit basically directly in the middle. Weird.
That's correct.
Funnily enough, with less overall starts than the Texans, though, and just the newest team and the oldest team being in the exact same spot is so funny to me.
Yeah. I was gonna say I have not seen someone call Caleb Williams gay in like 3 months. That's great. I love that. They're done with it. For now. I guess once the season rolls back around.
Wait until he throws an interception.
Well, he didn't do that much last year.
Real.
He only threw 6.
Who got him?
The
Vikings ever get him?
Jalen Jones got him twice. For the Colts.
That's crazy, by the way.
No, Jalen Jones was like on one that game.
Yeah, I know, but still.
I was gonna say, like,
the Vikings did not get him, by the way. They did force a couple fumbles, but 90% of the time, I'm not calling fumbles a quarterback stat. Like, fumbles are just a thing for the defense. I don't think, at least as a quarterback, it's your fault. I'm sorry, you're getting ready to throw and a guy slaps your arm. You're dropping the ball. That's how it works. I don't care.
He also threw one against the Texans.
Ooh, did Stingley get him?
No,
Damn.
I don't think. Hold on. I'm trying to see if I can get a list here. Tariq Woolen got him, but that was on like a 4th and long, just trying to get something at the end of
Hashtag
the
arm
game.
punt.
No, because it was the end of the game. It was a desperation throw. It was like last play that he could potentially do something, and Keenan Allen didn't go up for the ball.
Nice. Oh, he threw 2 against the Texans.
He did.
Who got him?
What's the other one?
Kamari Lassiter got him, and Derek Stingley.
Okay, so Stingley did get him. Lassiter was the one I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because Lassiter... Yeah.
Wow. So he threw 6 picks last year and had thrown 4 through 3 weeks.
Yeah, no, Caleb was super...
After that Colts game, he fucking locked in.
Well, yeah, but for worse, because it made him less aggressive. It was fucking Eberflus. Eberflus was in his ear like, if you don't throw an interception, that's a good ball game. And it's like, no, he's a rookie. That's what they do.
Real.
Let him throw interceptions.
His other ones were Andre Cisco of the Jags.
Cisco. Yeah. Oh my God, the Cisco one was goofy as hell.
And... nope. That's Drake May threw one against you.
Yeah, so Jalen Jones had 2 against the Texans, Andre Cisco, and then Tariq Woolen.
Oh, right. You did mention Tariq. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. No, not bad.
Yeah. Speaking of football, though, Christian Wilkins got cut.
Real.
Yeah, apparently he doesn't want to get his foot operated on. And the Raiders said, well, you need that. Bye.
I mean, I hate to say this, but technically the Raiders aren't wrong.
I was going to say they were able to void his injury guarantees.
Yeah.
If they were able to do that, then clearly it's a very serious situation that he's just hesitant to address.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
But
now he's got to figure it out, and it just won't be as a Raider. How does this make you feel about the Genty pick, though?
It doesn't change my thoughts.
Well, you sure? Am I wrong about who was there?
No, he was gone. He went at 5.
Oh,
to the
why
Browns.
did I think Genty was earlier than that?
Genty was 6.
I thought Genty was 4 in my head, but that makes sense. Okay.
Right? Was Genty 6 or 7? Hold on.
Might have been 7.
Was,
but you're in the correct spot compared to me. I had him early. I don't know why. Who am I confusing the Raiders with?
Campbell was 4.
Okay.
It went Ward, Hunter, Carter, Campbell, Graham, Genty was the top 6.
Okay.
So yeah, Genty was literally the next pick.
Yeah, okay.
And the next best guy on the board after that was either Kenneth Grant, who I wouldn't have taken that high, Walter Nolan, who I definitely wouldn't have taken that high, and Derek Harmon, who was coming off a major injury in his own right.
Yeah.
So I get it. The bigger concern, though, their interior is bad.
Now, yeah.
Right now, Lecky Fotu and Adam Butler are their 2 starting DTs.
Respect Lecky Fotu. My favorite backup pickup in Madden.
I was going to say, I respect him as a DT3.
Respect him as a DT1.
Maybe Tyree makes the switch full-time inside.
He's going to have to.
I wouldn't hate that. He looked good inside last year.
They run a 3-4, right?
No, 4-3.
Do they? Damn.
Yeah, they're an even front. Yeah,
he's going to have to switch.
I was going to say, he's 275 right now. He can survive as a 3 technique at 275. I would probably have him bulk up a little bit if you want him to do that full time, but him with Kuntz and Crosby as your 2 ends, and then you have JJ Peegs on the team, who I really like as a backup, and also they drafted Tonka Hemingway. They could get away with that.
Especially, they kind of luck out because their division doesn't have a ton of crazy run game, and that's good for them. The Chargers are going to run a lot, but they don't have a guy who's going to abuse it. You know what I mean?
Well, I
Plus, you
think
get
they
the
do
benefit
now.
of the Chargers not having their interior O-line isn't great, so that helps.
Do you remember who the Chargers spent
Yeah,
their
I
first round pick on? Geek?
forgot about Amarian. I really did. I
Yeah,
really did. I'm
I was gonna
just
say
sitting here
him.
thinking about Najee. I'm like, what is Najee gonna do, man?
Yeah, no. Well,
Fall backwards?
apparently Najee like had a firework incident, and
Oh my
in
God, did he JPP himself?
no, I don't think it was that bad. I
Okay.
think it was. Hold on, it was his eye. I think.
Oh, that's worse.
Well, but it's not like a huge long term thing. It's just like it's more or less about the worry about his contract.
Wow, they need to fix the Raiders depth chart because there's no way.
What?
Um, wait, what? There's no way. The ESPN depth chart currently has Dante Thornton over Jack Besh on their depth chart, and there's
That's
just no way.
insane.
There's just no way.
No,
I was like,
they
man,
can't.
that receiving room looks way worse than I was thinking, and it's because I didn't see Besh there.
Kyle Phillips ended up on the Raiders.
Yeah, Philip Dorsett
the
there too.
The white savior from UCLA, Kyle Phillips.
Maybe
Crazy. He's so bad.
Maybe
He's
don't
so bad
say
at
it
football.
that way.
No, I saw a tweet where someone called him that before the draft, and that's what he is in my head. I think it might have been a Titans fan because that's where he ended up getting drafted.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but someone called him that in a tweet right before that draft, and in my head, that is his title.
Yo,
I mean, it's
shout
funny
out
because he's
Justin
terrible
Shorter,
at football.
Anthony Richardson's favorite wide receiver, now a tight end for the Raiders. Shouts out.
Crazy. Gottlieb Bayedzi.
Shouts out.
My college legend. I'm not going to say the name of it, but he did go to my school.
Wait, is that? Wow.
What?
Jalen Smith plays for the Raiders now.
Yeah.
God, he's only 30?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, let's go. They have Tommy Eichenberg listed as a starter. We're so up.
Yeah. Well, they kind of have to.
I need him to be so good. I love Tommy Eichenberg.
I might be on drugs, but I think this Raiders defense is going to be better than a lot of people think.
I'm a little concerned now that Wilkins isn't there, but I do see the path for them to be... I see the path for the defense to be good enough to not hold the offense back. Just good enough to get some stops to keep them in games. I don't think there's anywhere where they're like a top 10 unit or anything, but like middle of the road, I think that's definitely achievable. I like some of the young pieces in their secondary. Edge tandem's nice. I like the linebacker core a lot. There's a world.
Hold on. I mean,
No.
I was looking at who they could go add, and there is not a lot of names.
They could go sign Christian Wilkins.
The only name here that I saw it's just too funny is they could just go sign Linval Joseph. That's just funny as shit. Honestly, if you get Tyree to bulk up a little bit, I mean, Linval can just still be your space eater because that does not require a lot of burst. That's just be big. And
it doesn't require burst, it requires girth, and he's got girth.
Linval has that, so it could work. It could work. Just overall defensive lineman who's still available. Who can they do? Who's a guy?
It's July, Geek. It's going to be Slim Pickens.
Who's a guy? Now here's a guy. Marcus Walker's still out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he wasn't awful last year. Jahad Ward. Travis Gibson. I know he's not an interior guy. I just saw his name, and that's funny.
Yeah. Demarcus Walker would low key be a really nice pickup for the Raiders as like an inside outside guy.
Yeah.
Demarcus Walker's good at football.
It really is slim pickings out there. Jadeveon Clowney is still running around, though. He will inevitably end up on a team and inevitably have a quiet, really good season because that's what he does now.
I would love Clowney in Chicago.
I'm sure you would. Okay, are there any good players still available? That's what I want to know.
Did Asante Samuel sign yet?
No, I don't think so.
That's the only one I could possibly think of.
I mean,
good fullbacks out there. Kari's still on the market.
Keenan and Amari Cooper are still out there.
The unction. Yeah.
I mean, there's a real chance one of those two is a Charger by the regular season start.
I really would like to see Keenan go back.
Yeah. And Amari Cooper will end up somewhere. He just will. Honestly, both of those guys are also guys that I could see. There's a lot of free agent receivers that I could see being a Viking if Addison gets suspended.
I was going to say, I think a lot of the free agent receivers, because there are some decently big veteran names out there, are waiting for something like that or like a training camp injury.
Yep.
Because they want to plug themselves into a contending roster. They're not settling.
A situation where they have a shot.
Yeah.
Yep. Marcus Williams is still out there, the safety. Shaq Mason's still out. Brandon Scherf is still out there. That's kind of shocking.
Isn't he like 74?
He's not even 34 yet.
What?
Yeah. New free agent, Noah Fant. That's a real free agent. That's a real one.
Yeah.
I don't know where he could go.
He was he tried out somewhere.
Really?
I don't know. He got signed by Elijah Arroyo. So I don't know what the market's like for him.
I just don't think Seattle ever liked Noah Fant. I think he was a throw into the rush trade that they didn't care about.
I was going to say they had a mediocre receiving tight end who had the same skill set as a guy coming out who can be an elite receiving tight end, and they took that guy to replace him. Like, that was pretty apparent from the jump that that's what the goal was there. I just thought it would take a year.
It wasn't Will Dissly. Who's the guy who's been playing tight end for them? Like, who has been there?
AJ Barner.
Yeah, like that.
He came in last year. He's a stud.
Yeah.
But I'm saying is that that wing tight end.
But it's like been this thing where they keep having a guy who's not really better than Noah Fant playing more snaps than him all the time.
AJ Barner's better than Noah Fant.
I don't think I agree, but okay. That is the most Austin Hooper, Mo Alley Cox debate that I am not.
I disagree.
I don't care enough. If AJ Barner was that good, they probably wouldn't have drafted another tight end.
Yeah, they would have because they do totally different things. They brought in Kubiak. Kubiak runs a ton of 12 personnel. You have Barner as your inline tight end. Arroyo is more of a... Yeah, Arroyo is a straight-up wing tight end. He's not lining up in line with his hand in the dirt.
Also, Justin Simmons is still a free agent. He's still good at football.
Did he, like, kill somebody?
Huh?
I'm saying, like, he hasn't been on a team in God knows how long. Did he kill somebody?
No, he got signed to the Falcons last year and played well with Jesse Bates. That was like a sick safety duo. I don't know why they're letting that break up.
I know that was good last year, but I'm saying this whole offseason, we're in July. He is a really good football player and is not on a team. Did he kill somebody?
Maybe he's waiting for an injury doing that. Maybe that's it. He's like, I went to the Falcons last year and that sucked. I don't want to suck again. I want real football. I mean, he did play on the Broncos his whole career. I mean, since 2016, there hasn't been anything good to talk about in Denver.
Yeah, and now the Broncos are good, and they don't want him because they have a bunch of safeties.
Yeah, dude, it's got to be the worst. He needs to find a real football team, and I think that's just what he's waiting for.
I would never wish injury on a player, ever. But the Broncos do have a free safety who isn't exactly the healthiest man on the planet.
Real.
What if,
he gets
in a hypothetical world...
Jedrick Wills is a free agent?
He's just kind of mid.
Yeah, but that's shocking to me. With how many teams are bad at tackle, the fact that Jedrick Wills, who is only 26, mid and 26 is normally like a guy teams will sign because he'll just play.
Yeah. I don't know. Hold on. Does he have like injury issues or something? Because I can
Maybe.
make a point here.
I have no idea. I'm just scrolling down the list, man.
I was gonna say like we have things we can talk about in this
Yeah,
episode.
those normally end
Yeah,
up not happening. Like we only talk about them for a very
he
short time, so I don't
he
mind.
played 5 games last year and 8 games the year before. So that might just be similar to what happened to like Tevin Jenkins, where he's a competent lineman, but the injuries make teams not want him. Like the Browns
Did he
signed
get
Tevin
signed?
Jenkins as a fucking backup.
Okay,
Yeah, he's a backup in Cleveland.
makes sense.
Insane. He's a starting caliber football player.
Give me Asante Samuel Jr. though. The fact that he's not signed is crazy.
Well, but that's like a him thing, isn't it? Wasn't he waiting for clearance and then he's like being picky about where he goes?
I thought so, but at this point, who knows? But also, at this point, though, it is smart for any of these guys
Yeah.
to just be like, all right, let's see how training camp shakes out, because stuff always happens. So it's just, all right, let's see who goes where and what happens, and then go fill a spot.
Yep. Very true.
So, all right. Apparently Miller wants to get into our top. We do have 2 top 10s. I kind of forgot about that.
Yeah, that was kind of why.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
So what do you want to start with? Wide receivers or tight ends? Or do you want to do the super secret special third option, which is just going to be me yapping?
Bro's including fullbacks today, apparently.
I brought the fullback list.
Bro didn't allow me to prepare a fullback list. Bro's a hater. Bro doesn't want to hear my opinions.
Because CJ Ham at 1 is not a legitimate opinion in the Big
I wouldn't
2025.
put him at 1.
At 2 isn't a legitimate opinion in the Big 2025.
I wouldn't put him at 2.
3 I can stomach.
I'm
But I
putting him
don't
at 3.
agree. 3 I can stomach, but I don't agree.
If you have him
He's
lower
at
than
4 for
5, I'm
me.
stabbing you.
He's 4. So
Just
what do you
go
want to do?
over
Wide
your
receivers or
fullbacks, so that's
Okay.
done.
Okay, so let me see here. I have this written down in my notes to get out of my text with Jake because I have the list of like the consensus that we did. So I just want to say quick honorable mention to the 2 rookies this year, Robbie Utes and Brock Lampy, 2 guys that I absolutely adore. Utes in Seattle, which is huge. Clint Kubiak is a big fullback guy. Loved what he had in Adam Prentice last year, who we'll talk about in a second. So Utes in Seattle is going to be a big deal. And then Lampy in New England really, really excites me because obviously you have Mike Vrabel. Mike Vrabel has almost always had a fullback when he's been a head coach. And Brock Lampy is just such an incredible lead blocker with the ability to line up at tight end or leak out into the flat even. So those are 2 guys that I do think as rookies are going to make an impact. Robbie Utes, I don't know if he's technically the starter yet at fullback in Seattle, but I don't think it'll take long for him to beat out Brady Russell. Love Brady Russell, has the most beautiful hair of any fullback in the NFL, but Robbie Utes is a different animal. So my top 10, starting out at number 10, I have Jakob Johnson, who did sign a contract, thankfully, went to Houston. He's going to be blocking for Joe Mixon and company. And Jakob is just such a physical, nasty blocker downhill. Doesn't really give you anything as a runner or as a pass catcher, which is why he's at 10. But in terms of pure blocking, if he still has that competitive edge that he brings, you go back and you look at that huge season that Josh Jacobs had with Oakland, with Las Vegas, where he won Offense Player of the Year, right?
Maybe
he broke 2K. No, he didn't.
No,
he was just under. He was at like 1,500-1,600. I don't know.
Yeah, he was.
I'm talking
16.
out of my ass.
He broke 2K like scrimmage yards, but he was.
That's what I was thinking.
No, he didn't win Offensive Player of the Year. He was first team All Pro though.
There you go. Either way, that big Josh Jacobs year with the Raiders, that was like some of the best lead blocking I've seen from a fullback since I have like really started to lock in on this stuff. That is still very much in his wheelhouse.
I'm dumb.
So I'm very excited to see that. Number 9, Reggie Gilliam of the Buffalo Bills moved down a little bit because he just didn't do a whole lot last year, and there were some guys who really exploded. Gilliam is a very good all-around fullback, does a lot of good work on special teams. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He just doesn't get on the field a whole lot as like a traditional run blocker. When he does, he makes a difference, but unfortunately, Buffalo is a little more gun heavy than some of the other teams in the league, at least from my evaluations. I don't know if the numbers necessarily back that up, but when I was trying to watch Reggie Gilliam, they were sitting in shotgun a lot more than I wanted them to. Number 8, Adam Prentice of the Saints had a huge year last year for the Saints. You go back and you watch, especially early season when the Saints were absolutely dominating. Him and Taysom Hill both were so important to them, both as run blockers and as pass blockers. Prentice is he's quietly been a very solid and consistent fullback, but last year I feel was definitely the best tape he's put on display in the NFL thus far. 7, Hunter Lipke of the Cowboys, another guy who should get on the field more. He's just so incredibly talented as a blocker. He can run the football. Dallas lets him run the football a decent amount. And he can catch the ball out of the backfield. They line him up at tight end. He does good special teams work. That's my GOAT. Loved him ever since I saw him at North Dakota State. I really hope he starts to get on the field more now that Dallas has some new guys in the building offensively. And if Schottenheimer lets him on the field, then I will never talk shit on that hiring again, even though it was very silly. Breaking into the top 6 now, Mr. Consistent Michael Burton, just one of the best straight-up blockers at the fullback position in the NFL. Again, not somebody who gets the ball in their hands a whole lot, but if it's 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1, and you need him to lead block for any running back through the hole, he's going to be able to do that. He can pass block very well as well. Just a very consistent ball player. At number 5, I have last year's breakout superstar, Scott Matlock of the Chargers. Just an awesome story, kind of like a baby Ricard, moving from D-tackle to fullback, also playing some special teams. Travis Hunter, eat your heart out. We already have a 3-way monster in the NFL, and his name is Scott Matlock. Just absolutely phenomenal last year for the Chargers as a run and pass blocker. Number 4, Geeks boy, CJ Ham. He's been one of the greats for a while now. Hasn't fallen off or anything like that. This is where I've had him each of the last 3 or 4 years. And the only real shakeup in the top 4 does come between 2 and 3, where Alec Ingold has dropped to 3. Not because of anything he necessarily did. He's still great. Good special teamer, but the Dolphins' run game has fallen off a cliff, so he's not getting quite as much use. And unfortunately for him, Pat Ricard had one of the best fullback seasons I've seen in my lifetime last year with Derrick Henry. Just an absolute game changer for the Baltimore Ravens. And honestly, if you're going just based off of last year, he is the best fullback in football. But unfortunately for Mr. Ricard, Kyle Juszczyk is still the GOAT. He's the greatest. Geek, how would you say it?
Might be the greatest.
There it is. I don't have the ability to do it. I can't do it as well as you do. But no, Juszczyk, he's the best in the business. He's the golden standard. Whole Niners team was bad last year, so I'm not going to hold a down year against him when literally everyone on the field was the worst version of themselves, apart from Dominic Pooney and George Kittle, who we'll also talk about today, and also Brock Purdy. But I'm not going to start that argument. But no, Ricard and Juszczyk, they are 1 and 2 in whatever order you want to put them in. They are the 2 best in the business. Ingold did snatch Ricard's chain there for a little bit, but last year he really put himself back on the map, and all it took was blocking for one of the best backs in the league. Also, shout out to my boy Kari Blasingame. The only reason I didn't mention him is because he's not currently on a team, but I still feel he's crazy. One of the 5 or so most talented players at that position in the league. And then also a big wild card for this year, Ben Van Sumeren, moving full-time from linebacker to fullback for the Eagles. Started a little bit last year and then unfortunately got hurt in practice, and that's why they ended up having to sign Super Bowl champion Kari Blasingame. Don't you fucking forget it. But that's my rant. Geek, do you want to start with tight ends or receivers?
I feel like there's maybe less debate among tight ends, so let's start there. It feels less interesting.
We will go that route.
Because realistically, I think there's a top 6, and then I think it stops mattering. Tight ends are very top heavy, and then a lot of guys are just, they're a guy. Now here's a guy.
So, right. So starting off here, we have 3 honorable mentions. Jonnu Smith is at the bottom of that list. He only
Valid.
has 1 voting point, so I'm going to
Was it
assume
you?
I don't have Jake's voting. No.
It was Jake.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't have Jake's like voting scale in front of me, so I'm going to assume 1 point just means Jake put him at 10.
I was going to say, I think the scale was, Jake told me, but I don't remember. But it's like high number at 1, and then it works its way down. So if he only had 1 vote. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, Jonnu's great for what he does. He was a Pro Bowl tight end last year, super productive. You know, a really athletic player, Arthur Smith's favorite human being. But I don't know. When it comes to some of the tight ends in the league, there's just guys that do more and are a lot
Are any
more
of them faster?
You know, I was gonna say, yeah, like he's got the athleticism for sure, and he's very good on like designed plays and up the seam and things like that. But he's just not, in my eyes, a fully complete tight end like some of these other guys are. Nothing wrong with that. You know, he's always going to be a great wing tight end, but that's kind of as far as I'd go with that. Geek, do you have any thoughts?
I mean, it's Jonnu. I mean, I didn't put him, obviously. Like,
yeah,
very athletic. You covered most of it. It's just Jonnu, man. Like, he's gonna have another big year probably. I say that
he's behind Muth, man.
That's not even it. Rodgers is weird with tight ends.
I was gonna say he likes him in the red zone, and that's it.
Right, and that's where Muth wins the battle. So unless like they actually have Jonnu like lining up outside, it's not gonna matter.
Well, it's Arthur Smith.
Yeah, no, he probably and he probably will, because that receiver room is certainly a room.
Yeah, it is a room with guys who receive.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far. Like, who is their wide receiver too?
They've got Roman Wilson over there, who's coming off a big injury.
Calvin Austin, Robert Woods, Roman Wilson, Scotty Miller, and Ben Skoranek.
Hey, man. Benny Sko, my goat. Fullback 3 for the Steelers, question mark?
Okay, they do have fullbacks. I was like, do they have a fullback?
Yeah, Connor Hayward's their fullback, and they've got some rookie.
ESPN does their depth chart, because fullback doesn't go there.
Yeah.
So I couldn't find it, and I was confused. But
see, my eyes are so trained with the ESPN depth charts. It's like, all right, is there just one guy listed with no backup? There's the fullback.
Well, but this one has a backup, so then it can't even do that.
Right.
And then, like, realistically, I think Johnny's playing wide receiver for them. Like, actually.
Well, I honestly wouldn't hate that.
Which, would be better for them.
Especially if he's going to be like a full-time slot. I think that would be great for them.
Yeah.
But moving off of Jonnu, we have 2 guys with 5 points each. One of these guys I did have on my list. The other I did not. The one I did not have was Evan Ingram.
Oh, so I had both, apparently. Cool. I did have Evan Ingram. I don't have a lot to say right now, because I don't know who got in above him and what I'm arguing here. Because like, part of me just thinks there are guys that I just forgot. Like, that's part of what happened. Because when I was making this, I was just laying in bed. I wasn't thinking. Like, I was just like racking my brain of like, who's a good tight end? And that's what we got to.
This guy didn't do hours of research. That's crazy.
Because it does matter. I'm not going to lie. But also it doesn't. These are just our pre going into the season top 10s. It's not going to matter, realistically. This is just, we are having fun and needed some content. And I think, to me, that makes this more fun, is just like, off the top of my head, what do I got? And then let's yap for a bit. And like, Evan Ingram's been sick for a couple years now. So, and I think he's going to be huge for the Broncos, as much as I fucking hate them.
Yeah, he gives them someone who can actually attack the middle of the field, which is something they desperately needed. They really did not have anything over the middle. And then him, and then also Pat Bryant, who they drafted out of Illinois, I feel will be very, very effective there for them.
Yeah. Who's our last honorable mention?
Mark Andrews.
Did I put Mark Andrews on the list?
I had Mark Andrews probably higher than I should admit on mine, given the way
I
this
think you
shook
might
out.
be the only person who had him.
I had him at 6.
I did not have Mark Andrews on the list. Uh, just we'll get into it. And this is gonna reveal that he made the list. But I had a different Raven at 6.
Yeah. I mean, I get that for sure.
Yeah.
And I can't even really disagree. It's just Andrews is still such an ignore that playoff game.
Can't.
Ignore the worst game he's ever played.
Can't.
Looking at the full picture of 2024 for Mark Andrews, he's still an elite deep threat at the tight end position who's a super nuanced route runner. He's a fantastic like salesman. He's really good at selling his head fakes and things like that. He was, I think, the second most efficient tight end in the league last year in terms of yards per route run and drop percentage and things of that nature. But I will say, like, he's a tight end who doesn't do anything after the catch and can't block, so I get it.
And there's just a guy on his team who does a lot of those things. Maybe not as well, but like kind of close, but is also electric after the catch and also does all these things. And then I do immediately, because I've seen it happen to too many players. He just had the worst game of his life on the biggest stage of his life.
Right.
That's not always a thing guys come back from.
Sure.
And you're just looking at a 30-year-old tight end who had kind of a down year and has had injuries in back-to-back years. And it's like, that is why he fell off my list. It's not because he wasn't good last year. It is entirely the like projecting to this year. Will he even be their tight end one? I mean, he'll obviously get used because they run 2 tight end sets a lot because you have to, because you have Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews. And, but I just think this is like last year they were kind of 50-50 split. I think this is the year where Likely becomes the guy.
And that's fair. Yeah. Like I said, I can't really disagree with that. I still just think Mark Andrews, like, I don't want to say he's become underrated because everyone's become underrated and everybody's overrated, but like people are kind of forgetting that he's still a good football player because of that game.
I really wonder if this guy made the list because I just realized somebody I forgot to put and I'm intrigued what happens. I'm not going to say it until we're done with the list. Who's at 10?
Tucker Kraft of the Green Bay Packers.
Whoa. Okay. I don't think the guy I was just thinking about made the list. Okay. I didn't put Tucker Kraft. Nope, we're going to play this out. Okay. Did you put Tucker Kraft? I don't have a lot of thoughts on Tucker Kraft.
I had Kraft at 9 on my list.
Because I didn't. And I think you're going to yell at me for somebody I put over him, but it's fine. Well, I mean, I put Evan Ingram over him, but.
For me, as much as I hate to say it, because Packer, obviously, Kraft is just a fucking animal of a football player. He might be the strongest tight end in football, at least out of like the top end guys. It's him and Kittle. Like he is unreasonably strong. He's so good after the catch. His hands are super consistent. He is not like the most refined route runner, but he doesn't need to be in Green Bay's offense. They have found so many ways to get him involved without him having to run the super expansive route tree. And he's just such a weapon at the tight end position. And with how tight ends are right now, where, as you already alluded to, it's very top heavy. And then after like the top 4 to 5 guys, it's kind of a battle for mid. He does stand out just because of that physicality and that ability after the catch.
I did forget. He is also the only tight end who actually knows how to avoid Kirby Joseph when he tries to take out your ACL. Everybody else just gets their ACL snatched. Yeah, that's real talent. It deserves to be talked about.
Rare talent in Green Bay.
I remember being upset about that, and it was funny because I got judged for it. Because you're a Vikings fan, why do you care? And it's like, because I'm sick of this motherfucker going for the knees. It already happened to my guy, so I'm just upset that it happens now.
I will say, I hate the Tucker Kraft as a Packer because he'd be like my second favorite tight end in football if he wasn't.
Real.
He's so fun. And I remember when he was coming out, I got shit for saying that he was the better tight end they took in that draft. Because remember, it was him and Musgrave.
Yeah.
Like, I think back-to-back rounds.
Yeah.
Like, at least very close together. And I was like, Kraft is just a far more consistent player that's going to do more for you. Musgrave has talent, but he's inconsistent. He's more like upside-based, et cetera, et cetera. Kraft's legit. Musgrave is fine, but Kraft's a dog.
No, real.
And... also, as much as I hate to admit it, the nickname Kraft Yak and Cheese is kind of fucking that's top tier.
Real.
Because he is so good after the catch.
I've never heard that, but that's real as hell.
I don't know where I've heard it, but I know I have.
Real quick, because we're on Packers and I forgot about this. Did you see the new Packers uniforms?
They want to beat Illinois so bad.
Fair. But also not fair. Because technically the Packers tried this first. Do you remember those shitty 2010s where it was just brown?
And they had like the circle on the chest on the jersey.
This is the greatest come up of any NFL uniform ever. The step from there to here is so real.
If Illinois hadn't just done it, I'd be blown away by these uniforms. But because they did it, it's like, they're still cool.
Yeah.
But also it's Green Bay, so I'm going to shit on them. I don't care.
Yeah. I think I saw, though, I think they're wearing them at like the worst time ever.
When?
They're doing those against the shitty Steelers throwbacks also. So it's kind of like color on color and just really...
No. The fact that they're doing that and they're not wearing them against Chicago when we wear like our stripy 1930s jerseys, that would make so much more sense.
Here's what I think. I think the NFL should hire... I would say a bunch of people, but also I think the NFL as a whole should just hire me to help every team coordinate their uniform matchups.
You want to be the NFL's fashionista?
Dude, I just want to coordinate between the teams because they piss me off every fucking year. Anytime a team wears a cool uniform, it's like, oh, this team could just wear this and this would be the coolest game of the weekend. And then they just don't, and they do something ugly as shit. The Vikings are playing the Chargers when they debut their new like all navies. I guarantee the Vikings will wear purple pants and it'll look gross. If they would just wear like the almost all white, but the purple helmet, obviously. Yeah. It'd look great, but they won't. I'm telling you now.
See, it's funny because I remember we've had this conversation before and I've been like, I don't care. And then they announced that the Seahawks and Bucks this year are doing the like 1976 throwback matchup because both of them had their first season in 76 and both of them have an alternate in their rotation. And as long as it's not color on color, I'm into it. I'm with it because I can't
just let me assemble it properly. And I think color on color can kind of work.
I disagree. Color Rush ruined it for me. I fucking hated Color Rush.
That's also fair. And I was going to use kind of a Color Rush thing to like bring it up, but like the Chargers yellow. I don't want them to wear all yellow, but they're going to. I can't fix that. If they wore like yellow and then blue or white pants, it'd be fine. But like the yellow jersey and then you're playing a team like the Raiders and they wear black, that's fine. Like color on color can work. You can't go like Kelly green versus Charger yellow. You've got to pick and choose how you want to do it and do it right. Like I think the Falcons are doing their throwbacks against the Bucks creamsicles. That's fine because black jersey and then very light color works. You might not love it as much, especially since they just debuted all white, like the throwback creamsicle one. Like,
I was gonna say that was gonna be my rebuttal. Just wear those.
No, on like any other time, I agree. Like if that happened last year, it makes more sense. Now it's tougher. Yeah. But like there's ways you can manage color on color, but you have to be smart about it. And I don't think you should do it at all. Just let me come in and coordinate it, please. You will have a better looking product. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Don't even pay me. I will do it for free.
He's right. He's real. He'd do that for free.
I would, because it pisses me off so fucking much.
Don't even tell the world that he's doing it.
Nope. I'll like sign an NDA. I don't care. Just let me fix it. Let me fix it. All right. Who's at number 9?
Isaiah Likely.
Where did you have him?
I did not have Likely ranked.
That's why he fell so far.
He would be 11 for me.
Okay. Okay. I mean, we already kind of talked about Isaiah Likely, so we can use this as our speed up process. Shouts out though. Isaiah Likely really good.
Yeah. I mean, what Andrews lacks is a blocker. Likely has really good after the catch, good downfield.
Hey, Miller would have ranked him higher if his feet were like half a size smaller and he would have kept his toe in week 1.
Not true.
Might be true. You
But
never know.
you know who played tight end on the other side of that matchup?
Travis Kelce. What a fall.
At number 8 is where we had Travis
Where
Kelce.
did you put Kelce?
I think I put Kelce at like 6.
That means Jake might have put him lower than I did because I had him exactly at 8. So Jake must have had him at 9 or 10, which I feel like tracks.
I mean, look, I was talking to Jake about this earlier. Travis Kelce at this point is running on fumes in the power of friendship. That
he is, but he's not.
I mean, he kind of is because all they've really got is him and Mahomes buddy ball. Like, it's not like he's out there torching defenses anymore. He's not.
He's doing the same thing he was. I mean, like, Travis hasn't changed. The difference is he just has entirely picked, I just play in the playoffs now.
Well, yeah.
And, like, he's real for that. But, like, in the playoffs this year, he was still nuts. The Super Bowl doesn't count because that entire team crumbled.
Yeah.
But, like, the playoffs come around and Kelce's still Kelce. The issue is there's 17 games that aren't the playoffs, and he's not Kelce in those.
Exactly. Yeah, in those 17 games, he looked washed. And I don't mean, like, fully washed, because he's still, like, a productive football player. He's still really good at finding soft spots against zone and just kind of, like, manipulating things and whatnot. But he's lost his speed. He's not good after the catch. He's not, like, super physical at the catch point anymore. He still can't fucking block. One of my favorite quotes I've ever seen about a coach talking about a player was Theo Ash went and interviewed, it was the Chiefs tight ends coach at the Super Bowl, and he asked about Kelce as a blocker. He was like, yeah, you know, Trav's a solid blocker, but that's really not what we ask him to do. If a coach is saying a superstar is solid at something, that's code for we know he cannot do this. Because no coach is saying their superstar is solid. Not one. That's how you talk about your players.
Well, they might. I don't know. KOC might, or like Flores might say that Justin Jefferson's a solid tackler.
Okay,
that means you can't do it. But that's talking that way about your superstar. Very different scenario. But I'm just being an asshole.
I forgot. I can't go 5 minutes without fucking semantics, man.
I haven't, like, all episode. I had to somewhere.
I know, and it was such a peaceful time.
I know. I hated it.
Yeah, well. I'm sure he'd say the same thing about Hawk 2.
Stop it. Who's at 7? Who's at 7?
At 7 is the guy I had at 10 on my list, David Njoku.
Oh, so I feel like Jake probably rated him at 6 or 7, and me and you are the split.
Likely. Yeah, the reason he was low for me is just the injury. Like, he missed a little bit of last year. That bumped him down a little bit. And then also his efficiency numbers were really bad. But then again, look at who was throwing him the football.
That's the least fair thing anyone's ever said. His efficiency sucked when Deshaun was throwing it into the dirt 10 yards away. Those count as, like, targets, but he didn't have a shot.
I was going to say, the injury was more the issue with me, since that matters for these. And I was bringing up the efficiency because it is a point. But my point with that point was just that I don't care. Yeah. Because this is one of... Actually, I'm going to let you take this one.
Yeah, no, I had Njoku at 4 still. That is mostly... The injuries do matter. Just like there's a rookie that somehow snuck onto this list, which we normally don't do, but also there's levels to this. It took everything I had not to put BTJ ridiculously high. I didn't even put him on my list because I was trying to do the no rookies thing. I had Brock Bowers low. I was like, he needs to be on here because deserved, but low.
Bowers is the only exception I've made thus far.
BTJ was just hard because of the insane numbers in a rookie. He was the third best receiver in football last year, and like that's crazy.
Yeah.
So it was tough, but like Njoku has been. It's tough because he doesn't have any of these crazy seasons that other guys have. Because like the first couple of years, all the Baker years, Njoku had not figured it out yet. He just hadn't. And by the time he figured it out, the Browns didn't have a quarterback. So he's been running out there with Deshaun and making a Pro Bowl with Joe Flacco. And
I was gonna say him and Flacco. That was ethical hoops on that field. Like they were so fun to watch, and I really wish the Browns would have doubled down on it, but no.
Dude, a second year of Flacco would have been incredible.
Yeah.
The Browns are so funny.
Do we think Shador will bring Njoku back to greatness?
Yes. Because who the fuck else is he going to throw to?
Your GOAT. Jerry Jeudy.
Oh, yeah. I was like racking my brain for like Vikings players. I'm like, who the fuck is here?
No, Jerry Jeudy, who learned how to play football last year.
Real. But also, if you're in a defense, you're just like, all right, triple cover Jeudy. What are you going to do? Because
Cedric Tillman breakout incoming. Is he still on the team? I think he is.
He better be.
Surely.
That would be crazy if he wasn't.
I was going to say, that was a second round pick. He's definitely still on the team.
Well, I mean, first round picks.
Yeah, he is.
He getting cut, but like he's got to be there. He's not good. He's got to be there.
Also, he's the third round pick. I hate myself.
Well. Yeah, actually, you should be proud of yourself. Knowing the Browns, but not knowing them that well is good.
What about Harold Fannin? You don't think
I thought you were going to bring up Deontay Johnson. I really did.
No, I'm not insane. But David Bell, on the other hand,
I can't believe Deontay Johnson's on a team.
I can't believe Deontay Johnson.
He was freezing cold in 41-degree weather. That's crazy, dude. How do you admit that and still get signed or not cut immediately? Well, he did get cut immediately from the team where he admitted that at.
Yeah.
We finally figured out why the Ravens randomly cut him.
And then his division rival, who objectively plays in colder atmospheres, was like, yeah, we'll take him.
Yeah.
Like, imagine him in that Blizzard game last year against Pittsburgh.
He wouldn't have played. But that's okay. They didn't need him. They got Jerry Jeudy.
Right. No, Jeudy had an incredible game, but I'm saying, like, he would have left the stadium.
No, yeah. I mean, Harold Fannin might. I just think that we're hopefully looking at a real Njoku breakout year.
Yeah.
I forgot that the Browns, technically, Miller, they have doubled down on the Joe Flacco.
Oh, yeah, he got brought back.
QB1. Yeah.
Him, Pickett, Shador,
and Dylan Gabriel. Pickett
Gabriel
is getting traded or cut.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm just saying you never know.
Who else? There's another team that. Sorry. There is a team whose backup quarterback just got hurt that needs a real backup, and my brain can't tell
Titans. Levis just got put on IR for the season.
You know who the mentor is about to be for my brain? Name a Titan.
Ward.
Thank you. But also name a Titan. I can't. Not right now. I don't know what's happening. I can't name an all-time Titan. I'm struggling here. Give me a second. But no, you know who his mentor's about to be, right?
Shador Sanders.
It's going to be Jameis. It's going to be. I'm calling it now.
Don't let him near that young man. Don't let him near him.
Calling it now.
Do not let him near that young man. Do not let him corrupt poor innocent Cameron Ward.
It could be worse. He could try to learn football from Kenny Pickett, who I don't think can teach anything about playing quarterback to anyone.
I would rather my rookie look up to Kenny Pickett than Jameis Winston.
That's, as a person, sure. As a quarterback. I
don't care how good of a quarterback Jameis Winston is 3 times a year. But honestly, I'll just say I'd rather him look up to any quarterback not named Deshaun Watson other than Jameis Winston that's in the league right now. Fucking make Mitch Trubisky his mentor. Make fucking I was gonna say Tyrod, but like Tyrod would unironically be a great
No,
mentor. 'Cause
Tyrod would be sick. Where is Tyrod?
Cambodia? I don't know.
No.
That's not true.
Oh, he's a Jet. Okay.
Oh, still? Word up.
Damn, so that offense doesn't have to change
Tyrod.
at all if Fields gets hurt.
Yeah.
They just do the same thing. Nothing changes.
Yeah.
I hate that am saying this because I loved Fields, but it probably gets better. Tyrod is the best quarterback that no one thinks is good.
Yeah.
Like, Tyrod, unironically, is like always a top 20 quarterback, but also never gets to play. I don't understand it. Anytime he's on the field, he's just good at football. He just gets unlucky, misses a single game, and then it's like, yes, the young quarterback must come in. Oh, they're awesome. Like, he just gets why didn't he stay in Buffalo? Well, because he got hurt, and then Josh Allen existed. And why didn't he stay in LA as a Charger? Well, he got hurt, and then Justin Herbert existed.
He didn't get hurt. He got stabbed in the lung.
Well, there was a reason they were stabbing him.
Well, no, I'm just saying that's still the most insane NFL story to me. Is that Tyrod Taylor could have been the Chargers guy. Well, he probably wouldn't have been their guy long term because they invested high capital in Herbert. Yeah. But Justin Herbert's career only started the way it did because somebody fucked up and stabbed Tyrod Taylor in the lung.
Yeah. And then insane the Browns with Baker, like it just keeps happening to this poor guy. Where everywhere he is, he gets replaced by somebody who's just like, I say Tyrod's like a top 20 quarterback. He just gets replaced by a guy who, like, in the moment is like a top 5 guy. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Tyrod should walk into Cleveland and just point at their quarterback room and then point at himself and go,
right?
Give him the job immediately.
Real. Because also, like Deshaun, if there's a mentor for Shador at all, like Tyrod would be sick.
I can just picture
and that guarantees one of those two young QBs is a superstar. That's just how it works,
right? But I just had this mental image of Deshaun Watson sitting in the corner by himself with no one like within 50 feet of him, and then Kenny Pickett trying to pick up the playbook, but he can't grip it because his hands are too little. Joe Flacco with like those reading glasses with the beads, like adjusting them, trying to read the playbook. And then Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders looking at it upside down because they don't know how NFL playbooks work. And Tyrod just going.
Real.
And they're like, you know what? Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Real. Though I also feel like just staying with the Jets is the smart move.
Oh no, it is. But I think it would be very funny.
Oh, it would be incredible.
After all the things they've committed.
What is the Bleacher Report thing? The Gridiron Heights?
Gridiron Heights. Yeah.
That should be a skit.
That would be funny. Hire me, Bleacher Report.
There you go.
Except if it was them, it wouldn't be Deshaun Watson in the corner. It would be their creepy fucking mascot. Because they just don't put Watson in their Gridiron Heights. Yeah, it's just like the little fuck-ass elf mascot.
Nice.
And they'll make allusions to like that weirdo in Cleveland, and then they'll cut to that elf.
That's incredible.
Yeah. No, Gridiron Heights is awesome. I love them.
Okay, who's at 6? 5? Where are we?
Yeah, at 6.
Shit. Wow. Jake must have had him a little higher than me too.
I didn't even have him this high.
Yeah. I am not going to lie to you. I put him at 10. And that is not based on exactly where he is. It's just, again, I based mine a lot on going into the year, and his numbers can only possibly go down. There's so many mouths to feed now.
Yeah, but like his numbers weren't good last year. I don't think they can only go down.
That's also I think they can only go down.
I don't think so when he had 400 yards last year.
Yeah, and was the third best receiving weapon. Now he's the
The problem was last year he got totally erased out of the offense because they had to keep him in as a blocker so often.
Sure.
And also because Getsy didn't understand you can draw up a play for a tight end more than 2 yards down the field.
Sure.
He didn't realize, let me rephrase that. You can drop a play for a tight end more than 2 yards down the field, even if their name isn't Gerald Everett.
Real. The issue is they have somebody who they can draw up those deeper plays for now that actually makes sense more than Cole Kmet.
Kmet's still a great deep threat, though.
Sure. But he's just going to end up as a blocker the exact same way.
I disagree.
Oh, yeah. You going to leave Colston in there to die?
Listen,
block.
First of all, you don't have to do that anymore because the offensive line exists now. They don't have me playing 3 spots on the interior. The Bears have an offensive line that will protect Caleb. Kmet's still going to block. He's still a great blocker. But what excites me about him in this offense is the assumption right now, and obviously we won't know until week 1, is that Loveland is going to be less Laporta and more Amon-Ra for the purposes of this offense and play a wing/slot role for the team, which means Kmet will be on the field in base personnel more often because Ben Johnson runs base 12 personnel pretty much all the time. He was very, very high in 12 personnel. Kmet's going to be on the field, and he's the guy you're not thinking about, right? Loveland, the flashy new rookie. DJ Moore's great. Roma Dunze's great.
I wouldn't say week 1 is going to show what the Bears offense is.
Obviously not.
No,
I was,
and that's not just a week 1 thing. I think a lot of teams will do that. Week 1 is going to be its own beast.
Mm-hmm.
That's Flores and Ben Johnson again.
Oh,
that is not what these teams are going to be. That is going to be cinema.
I forgot we play Minnesota week 1.
It's so peak.
Either way,
I'm so hyped. I don't.
But you know what I mean. What Loveland's actually going to do for this offense will be determined. But Ben Johnson has been very adamant in saying that they are both starters.
Sure.
Loveland is not here to take Kmet's job, and Kmet's not here to eat up Loveland's snaps or whatever. They are both starters for this football team. And Kmet,
are you just having running backs? I don't understand.
Luther Burden can play running back.
Right, but that's not a running back. So, is the plan just to...
DeAndre Swift.
Well,
so.
Fair. Fair. But
Burden might see between the tackles better than DeAndre Swift. I'm not convinced he wouldn't be able to.
I'm convinced most people can. I don't get how you can be that bad at it.
Right.
It's almost like the Jameis thing. Do you need LASIK? Can you just not see? What is happening?
But just in a vacuum, in terms of pure talent, Cole Kmet is such an incredible football player that does not get talked about enough. And, I'm not going to sit here and argue he's a top 5 tight end or anything, or that he's even elite. But he is one of the most consistent tight ends in football. His drop rate has been astronomically low his entire career. He has incredible hands. He has really nice catch radius. One thing that's really impressed me throughout his career is how much better he's gotten at separating over time. When he was young and first in the league, he could not get away from even a fucking defensive end. Now there are some safeties that he is able to consistently pull away from. It's hard to guard him one-on-one with a linebacker. He's a solid route runner. He's got the size you want to see to be able to box guys out. He plays physical at the catch point. He had so many plays, not last year, but the year before, when he was actually used as a real part of a football team, where he was leaking downfield and making these awesome plays as a deep threat. And on top of that, he's very good underneath. He can play over the middle. He's a good blocker. He has experience lining up not just a tight end, but we've seen him at fullback from time to time, and I think Ben Johnson will do a little bit of that as well. He's just, in terms of reliability at the tight end spot, it doesn't get much more reliable than Kmet. And when you have that on top of the ability to potentially break a big play and you can block, you're a damn good player. And I know Loveland's the shiny new toy and all that, but Kmet's still there. He still matters. He's going to get targets. He's going to get volume. Ben Johnson has made it clear that this is a guy he not only likes, but wants to get involved often. And
I believe him, but there's only so many catches to go around. And that's not even just a shot at Kmet. At least one person is the odd man out. probably two guys are
Yeah.
going to finish worse than you would think. And my
yeah.
brain just immediately assumes it'll be Komet because he's so
Well-
useful at other things. Like, that is why
Well-
my ranking is so low, because you're right. It is just, my brain just assumes a lot of other guys will get more use. The other guy I think ends up as an odd man out is Burton.
Yeah.
He's going to be just a cool gadget guy. He's not going to do a ton. Like, that's my brain for, like, at least now.
Mhm.
There's just a lot of great players, and ball can only go so many places.
Well, no, I understand that, but
Yeah.
still, I
But I get it.
think like the bigger point I'm trying to make is Komet was so grossly underutilized last year and just misused. The whole offense was misused. Nobody was used the way they should be, right? Keenan Allen was running fades. DJ Moore was playing purely underneath. Roma Dunze was made into a fucking attempted yak guy. Like, nobody was used correctly, and Komet was like, he got the shortest end of the stick. And now he's working with an offensive coordinator who understands how football works, and I don't know how I'm not supposed to get excited.
Real.
I know that's not what you're saying, but
Yeah.
I just mean in a general sense.
No, yeah. The Bears offense is going to be fun. There's a lot to deal with there.
Yeah. And like I said, Komet's that guy you forget about. When you're looking at that offense, you're not thinking about the 270-pound inline tight end.
I think DeAndre Swift might be the guy you forget about. Watch week
Well, no,
one
you'll
when
remember-
DeAndre Swift has 150 yards because he's the only guy the Vikings just forget exists.
If DeAndre Swift has 150 yards week one against Minnesota, I will buy his jersey.
Let's go. I want to see you own that jersey, so I kind of hope that's what happens. They just can't
Listen,
pass.
I know I make jokes. I don't hate DeAndre Swift as much as a lot of people do. I just acknowledge that he's not good. Like, I don't know. He had some really fun plays last year that makes it hard for me to, like, actively dislike him. But he's
a
not
big
good.
play merchant, man.
Right. Hey, listen, working with Ben Johnson, though.
Well, he
Big
did
play
that.
merchant.
Didn't he do that once? And then Ben Johnson cut him?
Yeah. But now Ben Johnson can't cut him because Ryan Poles invested money into him, so he's stuck with him and has to make him work.
No, he doesn't.
At least for this year.
No, he doesn't.
And then-
Enjoy the
and then-
bench, buddy.
Hey, listen. If we get a year of Roshan Johnson and Kyle Monungai, I'll be the most
No,
annoying
just
person on the
Roshan
planet.
Johnson. Just Roshan.
Well, no, Monungai's got to get involved.
450 carries.
I'll be the second most annoying person on the planet.
Real. If Roshan goes 450 carries, I can think of the most annoying person. I have the mute button on Twitter ready.
I was going to say, Jarrett will tweet the most disgusting, unhinged things you've ever seen.
How do you get... What would that equal? Hold on. What does that math work out to?
450 carries?
Yeah. Like
What math are you trying to work out? How
what-
many yards?
Like, no, how many carries a game?
At least 20.
27 carries a game.
Unfortunately, I don't think Ben Johnson's running the ball 27 times a game. With all the Let
Lions
me
like
be
only ran the
delusional.
ball.
I understand that, Geek,
I mean,
but I need
the
my
Bears have a
quarterback
real
to throw-
quarterback, but
I
yeah,
need my quarterback
Lions
to
ran
throw
the ball
for
31 times a game.
right.
So this is lower. This is good for you. Roshan 27 times. Everything else passed.
Right. The point I'm trying to make here is I need my quarterback to throw it 80 times a game, so I never have to see another. Here's all the teams with 4,000-yard passer graphics,
If
and
he
the Bears are
throws
the only
it
one without
80
one.
times a game and only gets to 4,000 yards, I will declare him a bust.
Well, I don't think that would happen, but I'm saying I'm desperate for that 4K.
That's crazy. All right, who's number
I'll make-
5? Jesus Christ, we have been distracted again.
Another NFC North tight end, Sam Laporta
Oh,
at 5.
I thought you were about to say my guy, and I was going to be a little upset.
Oh,
I
no,
was going
he's
to be a
fine.
little upset.
Here,
Um,
he didn't make it.
Well, that's untrue because he would have at minimum been an honorable mention. I don't think, because of where I put him, I don't think you could have gotten him out of the top 10,
Did
even
you
if you
put
guys.
him at 1?
No,
Okay, good.
no. Now, 2.
Of course.
But what were we saying? Right.
Laporta.
I didn't put him, so I got nothing.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Everything you've said about other, like, only good at receiving tight ends is true for Laporta, except Laporta's also worse at everything to do with receiving than every single one of those guys.
See, I think you're underselling Laporta. I disagree.
He couldn't block coming out of college, and he's still not that good at it. I'm glad he had Ben Johnson to pretend he was good.
He has gotten much better at blocking since college. Granted, the bar was on the floor, and he's hit about mid, but that's still notable growth.
Sure, but compared to the other receiving tight ends we've talked about, they're also all about there. Except for maybe I would say Kelsey.
I was going to say, I think he's a better blocker than, like, Kelsey, Jonnu, Kittle, or not Kittle.
Okay, Jonnu didn't actually make
Andrews
the list.
Is who I meant.
Jonnu didn't make the list. And
let's see here.
Andrews, but also Andrews is so far ahead as a receiver, that doesn't make sense.
I don't think he's as far ahead as you're thinking.
I think you are. I don't think we're watching the same guy when we see Sam Laporta, man. He gets schemed open. He's not a good route runner. His hands are fine, but you're an NFL tight end. They fucking better be. That's not saying much. He doesn't have special hands. He's not great route runner. He's not good going in and out of break. Like, I don't know what thing he does that's special that puts him over guys who are actually special at receiver, even if they're not better blockers. There's an argument that they are, which is weird. Like, I don't see. I don't. Are you just like trying to shout out Ben Johnson by putting Laporta this high?
No, I didn't have Laporta this high myself.
Where did you have?
I had Laporta. Oh no, I did have Laporta at 5. Never mind.
That's crazy to me.
But like, okay, so first of all, you're the big thing with me in terms of what he does great. He is one of the best after the catch tight ends in football. He is so unbelievably slippery and transitions from receiver to runner so quickly. And you got to remember too with the blocking, this is a tight end who's like 240 pounds. Like, he is small. So yeah, he's not like an inline blocking type, but by wing tight end standards, he can easily pick up a linebacker, a safety, a corner, and make a difference in the run game. Like, there's a lot of plays where he's setting some pretty notable blocks for Jahmyr Gibbs or David Montgomery. And honestly, as much as I hate to admit it, he had some solid blocks lining up from fullback last year. Like, he can block. I'm dead serious. There were plays where he led Jahmyr Gibbs through the hole, picked up a linebacker, walled him off, and Gibbs ran by. That is not something I thought Laporta would have been capable of doing 3 years ago. If you told me Laporta was doing that in the NFL, I would have told you to explode.
Fair. And maybe I'm just being a biased hater, but
I think you are being a little bit of a hater.
Oh, I'm definitely being a hater.
Yeah.
But I think it's this continuation of Laporta being talked about like he's better than a lot of people that I just can't stand because he's not. And I'm sorry, has Laporta actually ever been a better receiver than David Njoku? No. Not for a single day of his life. And he's not a better blocker. If you want to argue the health thing, I'd give that to you. But that's not the only thing you're arguing here. Is Laporta a better receiver than Evan Ingram? Nope. Not even kinda. Is he a better receiver than Mark Andrews? Nope. Not even kinda. His blocking is not that bad. But like, we're talking about guys who, like, you're specifically knocking these guys because they're mostly just receivers. Sure. But they are very much better receivers. I get Laporta has good numbers. He is also the only other receiving threat on a like, he's the second receiving threat on a team that had a real offensive coordinator. And as much as I don't like Jared Goff, he did have a real quarterback. Jared Goff is a real quarterback in comparison to whatever the fuck the Browns were doing last year.
I really think you're underselling his skill set as a receiver. I don't think he's nearly as bad of a route runner as you're making him out to be.
I'm not saying he's the worst. I'm just saying, again, I'm comparing him to these other tight ends, which is what I'm looking at.
He is bordering on elite as a route runner.
That's crazy.
See, I think you're crazy for thinking the other way.
Well, that's normally how disagreements work.
Yeah, like obviously I'm not going to sit here and die for Sam Laporta. Like
Sure.
I don't care enough
No,
to.
Laporta also, I mean, he's kind of in the right spot. As we said, guys from like 5 to 15 on the list can kind of go anywhere.
Yeah,
I
like,
just, I didn't have Njoku outside of the top 5. I think that's where my hang up is David Njoku mostly.
The thing is though, with the two of them, they're different kinds of receivers, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And Njoku is incredible at the catch point. He's super physical. His catch radius is crazy. Like he's gonna moss you, or he's gonna make some crazy acrobatic catch. Laporta's just better at separating.
I do want to say this
gets
for
open
everybody.
better.
Laporta would have been at 11 for me.
Fair.
So I just want to put that out there so people know things. So I don't need the craziness of like, he thinks he sucks. It's like, no, I think he's 11th. I think most of what Laporta was didn't come from Laporta. I think it came from the scheme.
We'll have to wait and see.
Right.
You know, that's not something like
we will find out in like 6 months.
I was going to say, and I think a big difference is here too. You were doing a ton of like projecting with your list.
Yeah.
I'm going more off of what I've seen, what I know. And yeah, I'm taking projections into account, but that's like the third thing.
Right. Whereas it's like the first thing for me. Yeah.
Right. So like, yeah, if you're projecting that Laporta is going to regress because he doesn't have Ben Johnson, then I can't really push back on that. But given what we've already seen out of Laporta and how good he was in Ben Johnson's offense, because like this dude is a stud, and I really do think you're underselling how good of a receiver he is. Like to me, this is an elite pass catcher at the tight end spot. A little bit different stylistically than Njoku. Sure, he's a lot more like the best way I can describe it is, you know, with like pass rushers, you have more of a finesse rusher versus more of a power rusher. And Njoku's more of like a power tight end. He's a lot more reliant on his physicality, physical tools. Laporta's a lot more reliant on footwork and I was
going to say this might be a biased thing in the same way of like Lad. Like the reason I've had Lad McConkey lower than you most of the time, because like, yes, he is, or guys of that nature where it's like, yeah, they're super refined, but they don't do a lot of these other things where these other guys might be close to just as refined, but are also so much better in this way that matters.
I was going to say something that I have noticed the more we argue is I'm a lot more in tune with like just across the board skill sets. Like I prefer a player that is a tactician, so to speak, where you're a lot more like this guy fucking freak, and that's totally legitimate. Like I'm not saying that is a bad thing,
but it's just where we view the game differently,
right? Which is weird. Like, don't get me wrong, both of us are able to acknowledge like, this guy's great because of how refined he is, or I can sit and like, holy shit, this guy's a fucking monster, a freak among men.
Specifically for Laporta, part of it might just be blind hatred for the Lions, and I am willing to acknowledge that. Like, again, I still put him at 11. It's not like I'm saying he sucks. It's just, and again, if we're being honest, the real guy I'm mad about is Njoku, and we could argue about this all day. So, whatever.
But no, I am, like I said, I'm not going to die for Sam Laporta, but I will stand on business. I think this is a very, very appropriate placement for him.
Again, I had Njoku at 4. So, like, that should tell you what it means
and I had Njoku
this.
at 10.
Right.
So.
Like, that's... I had Njoku at 4 and Laporta at 11. You had 5 and 10. We're like, this is exactly what this argument is. Okay.
Speaking of 4, do you know who we have at tight end 4 here?
No clue anymore.
The greatest rookie tight end in NFL history,
that tracks.
Mr. Brock Bowers.
No, that tracks. That means we all had the same top 3.
No.
Really?
Maybe in terms of no, we did not.
I'm really scared that somebody's off the list somewhere. But that wouldn't make sense. They would have had to have been an honorable mention because of points.
Yeah,
we'll figure it out. Brock Bowers is nuts.
I was gonna say your guy that we'll talk about here in a couple minutes was at 4 for me instead of being in my top 3.
Oh, who was in your top? Was Bowers in your top 3?
Bowers was 2 for me.
That's crazy.
I know I am like the number 1 rookie tax agenda pusher. But this guy just did something we've never seen a rookie tight end do ever. This position is so notable for being like, yeah, these kids will be good 2-3 years into their career. It takes so long for tight ends to catch on to the NFL. Brock Bowers stepped in day one and had the best season in the league, like by far. Had the greatest rookie tight end season ever. And what excites me so much about him is his skill set. It's not like it was some fluky year, right? It's not like this is some super freak that benefited from great quarterback play or something. He's a fucking, again, another technician who, yeah, is a freak for the position, but he's super technically refined. Yeah. Maybe the best route runner at the position. Yep. Maybe the best hands at the position. Maybe the most versatile player at the position. He's so good. And he's so athletic as well. You know, obviously he's like the fastest tight end in the league, and he also has a good bit of muscle to him despite being a little bit undersized. And he was catching passes from, who was the Raiders quarterback last year, Geek?
Let's see. They had Aiden O'Connell. They had some Desmond Ritter. They had somebody else who I'm blanking on. But those are the two main ones.
He broke a record that stood for 50 years with you at quarterback.
Real. Actually, like, they might have been better off if they had me at quarterback.
But like realistically, Bowers is just a freak. And obviously coming into the league, he was like the blue chip tight end, a generational type prospect, very much lived up to the hype. The way I feel about Bowers is the way I'd feel about like Genty if he went off for 1,500 this year.
Gardner Minshew was the quarterback I was blanking on. Sorry. Had to. Yeah, no, that didn't help. I was getting annoyed that I couldn't remember.
Right, no, I know. But still, like, I will die on the rookie tax hill, but this is my one exception. Brock Bowers is a fucking animal, and he's so good.
No,
like I said, he was an all-pro for a reason last year. Unbelievable football player. Geek, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I mean, not really. Brock Bowers is crazy, dude. We all kind of knew that, though.
Yeah.
And he was more demonstrably crazy than like, because Kyle Pitts also broke 1,000 yards as a rookie, which was still unheard of for tight ends, no matter who it was. But like, there was a different level to that because everybody was like, oh, Kyle Pitts actually did that? Wow, crazy. Everybody knew what Brock Bowers was doing. Everybody knew who Brock Bowers was immediately.
Kyle Pitts was not the best tight end in football his rookie season.
No.
Brock Bowers had the best season out of any tight end in the league last year. He was first team All-Pro, right?
He was.
He got
first
it over Kittle.
I was gonna say, I don't know if I agree that he had that much better of a year. You know what? Maybe he did.
I think when you factor in the quarterback play,
that's also fair.
I know you don't like Purdy, but like,
but
we can admit he's better than Aiden O'Connell.
Yes. Like, I don't like Purdy. I'm not stupid.
Right.
And my biggest things with Purdy just come down to how, like, you can like Purdy. It's just paying him more than Mahomes isn't good for your football team. You don't get a better roster than what you had last year when you pay a guy who can't elevate a team more than the best quarterback in the league. That just doesn't work.
The only thing I will say to that is his cap percentage is not nearly as high as you'd think. It is like league average.
Fair. Yeah, well, the cap confuses me.
Yes. Listen, the moral of the story, when you see a contract that you think is crazy for a player that is like good, the cap doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't work correctly. It's weird. It's stupid. He's getting paid more than Mahomes, but he got paid 3 years after Mahomes. He's making similar, if not less, percentage in terms of cap. Like the
percentage
of the cap
doesn't make sense though. Like the number higher, I get the cap numbers higher, but like I don't know the
into
weird
like guarantees versus bonuses and things like
that. They gotta do some weird workarounds, and I don't.
Yeah,
that's dumb. I don't think that should be allowed. I think whatever number you're like is said is what your cap number should be. I know that makes it less fun for the psycho numbers guys, but
yeah, you got to give them something to do.
I guess.
You got to give them something to do.
But yeah, no, Brock Bowers is crazy.
Like, listen, if they didn't do that, what's her name in draft day? She'd be bored all day. I can't. What's
I
her
feel
name?
like she would still have to do the exact same thing.
But it wouldn't be as fun.
Like the actress's name or the
Yeah, she's a notable
Jennifer
actress.
Garner.
Yes, thank you. Good lord.
I almost said the wrong one because
it,
I saw a movie with a different Garner.
But yeah, no, it was right. It was like here. It just wouldn't.
Yeah. I
move
got you.
through the brain. But yeah, no, it's silly. But Brock Bowers is good at football.
He's lower on my list than I would realistically have put him. I was doing our rookie tax, and it's like he deserves to be here. He deserves to be over these guys. If I had to fight and make the argument for being below these guys, I could. Was the way I was going through it.
Yeah, and for me, I said,
"Fucking listen,
rules be damned."
I wish I would have put BTJ at 10 then. I really do.
Well, and I honestly
you'll like the guy I put at 10, though. So.
Well, okay, we'll see.
No, you will.
But that was 4. At number 3, I will say I have notes written for a lot of these guys, right? Just things I want to hit on. In this player, I have written down
catch touchdowns. Is that the guy? Doesn't know how?
What?
Guy that can't catch touchdowns?
No, here at 3, I just have written Geek Talk because at number 3 is TJ Hawkinson.
So you both had Hawk. Well, that makes sense. Both had Hawk lower than me. I put Hawk at 2.
Golly gee willikers. I wonder who will put Hawk the highest. The Vikings fan, the Bears fan, or the Packers fan?
But Hawk is like, okay, out of the guys who like going into last year that you considered elite tight ends, Hawk and Kittle are the only 2 left that are still elite tight ends.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like I'm not...
Right. So it's
Don't
like...
get it twisted. I'm not trying to say anything bad about
That's
Hawk.
why I have Hawk like at 2. Is like, I could see putting Bowers there because of the season he had. And I am really intrigued where Jake had him because you had him at 4, which means you had McBride 3 then.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. I get it. Especially because technically Hawk is coming off an injury. The difference to me was his injury was the year before and he missed early and then was back at the end of the year. That to me is different than getting hurt at the end of a year.
I was going to say, that isn't really why I had him lower. I have many thoughts about Trey McBride.
Yeah, you have irresponsible Trey McBride thoughts. I know.
I do.
I mean, I that's not a fair thing to say. I put him at 3. Like, this is just a Hawk's been doing it longer. He's been elite, and then Jake must have had Hawk really low. Or
he probably had Hawk at like 5 or 6.
Jake confuses me.
Yeah, he's a silly little guy.
But like, and I get it. Like, there's reason there, but like, Hawk is one of the better receiving tight ends in the league and has been. But I think everybody forgets that he's actually like a really good blocker.
Absolutely.
Like, he's awesome. Like, he is just George Kittle, but like slightly worse. Which, rats. George Kittle, a Hall of Fame tight end. You're slightly worse. Oh, rats.
You know what separates the 2 of them for me, and I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. Kittle, one of the best after the catch tight ends in football.
Yep.
TJ Hawkinson
is not
so much.
Nope. that is the separator. Like, they both have good hands. They're both not elite route runners, but they're both good route runners. They're good at the catch point. They're great blockers. Hawk just catches the ball and then gets in a fucking train wreck every time. It's crazy. I have never seen someone get hit more violently all the time by guys who don't hit.
He's an inverse headhunter.
Yeah, he gets murdered. Sometimes by himself. He falls and it looks like a train wreck sometimes. I don't get it.
You know those memes where someone's like, I'd never run from the grind. I work an extra 5 hours and don't get paid. You know, like forcing themselves to their lives to be worse. Yeah. I feel like in the back of TJ Hawkinson's mind, he's like, I'm the hardest working tight end in the league. I tear my own ACL.
Yeah. That's like the only argument for Kirby Joseph not being a 30 player is maybe Hawkinson threw his knee at him.
Have you ever considered that TJ Hawkinson mid-catch through a flying knee?
I could see it, dude.
He's a WWE guy? Maybe he did.
I don't think he is. That's the other difference. That's why Kittle's the best. He's a WWE guy.
He's great after the catch. He's a WWE guy, and he's teammates with Kyle Juszczyk.
Well, Hey, Hawks teammates with CJ Ham.
Who's the better fullback?
Well.
You won't say it, but you know in your heart of hearts.
I said it earlier. You're not getting me to say it twice.
I know.
Fuck you. But no, like TJ is awesome, and just the impact of having him on the field. Like, even though the first couple of games where he was back last year, he wasn't fully back.
Mhm.
But the impact he had because he was there opening up Addison and Jefferson is huge. He is never the forgotten guy. Like when we were talking about Kmet, he could be the forgotten guy. It doesn't matter who else is out there. Hawk will never be the forgotten guy.
Yeah.
Not really. So, Hawk's the GOAT. Apparently not.
Yeah.
We apparently rank Trey McBride at 2.
We did.
Yeah.
And me like Trey McBride a lot. Like for my money, I think he is the best pass catching tight end in football.
Valid.
He's not as good of a blocker.
Can't catch
as Kittle,
touchdowns,
and I don't
though.
think
He's afraid of the end zone.
No. Hey, listen, man. We all have our quirks. We all have our little something.
While we were
Remember,
waiting
Julio
for him,
Jones couldn't catch touchdowns.
that's not true. He didn't get thrown at. My favorite thing last year was when
Yeah.
everybody was waiting for McBride to catch a touchdown, and he could have caught like the game winner. Was it against the Niners?
I think
I don't
so.
remember, but he hadn't caught one yet, and he gets the throw, and it bounces off of his face. It's like, dude, catch the touchdown. We see you make these crazy catches, and this one just bounces off your head. What are you doing? Bro's afraid of the end zone. It's crazy.
Yeah. But no, like, he, to me, obviously he's not as big and strong as George Kittle, and he's not quite as good of a blocker.
Sure.
But they are in very similar veins in terms of the way they play after the catch, how aggressive they are at the catch point. McBride, I think, is a little bit of a better route runner, which is why I think if we're just talking pure receiving ability, I think he is the best in the sport.
Yeah.
But it's by a slim margin over Kittle. He's just so incredible. And the fact that he has both elements to his game of being a pass catcher and as a blocker, he's so touchdowns be damned. That boy nice. Like, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's so fluid. He's so physical. He's so aggressive. He's perfect.
No,
he's absolutely perfect.
As we've talked about, if we're being real, especially being real with where Brock Bowers is, like, there's a clear top 4 tight ends in football, and it is because they are all really good at both aspects of being a tight end.
Yeah.
Like, very good at both.
Yeah.
And that McBride is that. Gotta stop being afraid of, maybe it's the paint.
You think he just doesn't like the colors?
Maybe. It's like, he plays in Arizona, so it's like red. That's scary.
That's true. Red isn't they should paint their end zones a nice, calming blue.
Well, that
And he'd score like
make
9
sense.
a game.
Imagine.
Would you? Okay, but like, if it meant your tight end would score a touchdown guaranteed every game, would you paint your end zone the wrong color?
Yeah. You know, they could just make it like, what is the Arizona flag? Isn't it like blue and yellow? I might be totally on
I'm
drugs.
not sure. I don't know state flags. All I know is Maryland's fucking sucks.
Okay. No, it's red, yellow, and blue. That actually wouldn't help.
See,
that
too much red.
Too much red. Well, no,
See,
but because the way the flag is, the bottom of the flag is just entirely blue. So to get into the end zone, it's just blue. That's touchdowns.
Right.
Just don't throw it to the back of the end zone.
Maybe the real thing here is he listened to that Trippy Red album, Whole Lot of Red, and was like, I don't like it. It's not for me.
Yeah. I don't even know if he got that many red zone targets. I genuinely don't.
Sure.
I just, it's just too funny to bring up when a guy doesn't score a touchdown, especially with the season that Trey McBride had. Because what did he do? Not try McBride. All right. We're trying McBride.
No, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, what did he do? Yeah, 1,200 yards and only 2 touchdowns. It's just funny. I don't, especially since both touchdowns were like week 17.
Yeah. It is quite funny. But what isn't funny is how incredible he is as an all-around football player.
I thought you were about to say the dumbest thing of all time. What isn't funny is George Kittle. That's like the thing he's best at, actually.
I was gonna say he's the people's tight end. And
He
he's our
is
tight end number one.
real.
Both on our list and in our hearts. But he's my tight end too, in my heart. But
Who's your tight end one? Oh, like in your heart. I thought you were saying you didn't put Kittle at one, and I was like, what
no,
the
he
fuck
was
are
my
we
one.
doing?
He was my number one.
I was
So,
like, that's the only
real
thing
quick-
that should be consensus here.
Right. Yeah, like he's just perfect all
Yeah.
around. There's not an aspect of his game you can point to and be like, that's a weakness.
Been
That's an
trying to
issue.
tell everybody he's been number one for like his entire career, but Travis Kelce.
I've been too scared.
I've been saying it.
feared.
I've been the one. I don't care. Call me different. Because it was last year when I put Kittle and Hawk above Travis Kelce, and you
Yeah.
called me a madman.
Well, I did for Hawk, not Kittle.
That's still crazy.
Well, I don't think it's crazy given the year before.
Yeah, I do.
Given last year.
Yeah, but
Yes.
Hawk knows how to block. He's a real
Yeah,
tight
but-
end. Kelsey's never
Listen,
been a tight
man,
end. That's all. That's
just-
been my argument my entire life.
Just
Kelsey's
because you
not a
looked
tight
at the
end.
tight ends and said over Kelsey, I'd rather have Kittle and Hawk too. I can't really.
That's the only
can't
time
really
you've ever made a
start
good joke
fight
like
you.
that. Good work. That's a good one. That's
I
a
want to
good one.
make it clear to the people in the audience. I don't find Hawk Tua jokes funny. I just find it funny how aggressively angry Geek gets at me for them.
And it's
so I
not
make
even
them
because I
constantly.
don't like the joke or whatever. I don't. But that's not what makes
It's
me
because
angry.
I used
It's
to get
because
mad at
he
them.
used to get mad at them, and now he's the only person on the planet who makes them, and it pisses me off.
Because
I don't
because
like
it is the
hypocrites.
easiest. It is the easiest way to rage bait this man
It
I have
is.
ever seen, and trust me, there's a lot of ways to rage bait him.
If it's rage bait, I'm probably falling for it.
Geek, that's a really nice chartreuse hat you got on there.
I don't know what that color is, so you could totally be right. I can't get rage baited by something I don't know.
I think it's like a reddish color.
Well, you could be red-green colorblind. That's not rage bait.
Oh no, it's green,
Okay, well,
right?
I don't know. So
Yeah, it's green.
yeah, George Kittle. I mean, we kind of hyped him up enough. So
Yeah.
you're quickly rerun through the top 10 because we got to get to our top 10 wide receivers because this
Yeah.
took an hour. It wasn't supposed to.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so top 10 receivers, going from 10 to 1.
Tight
we had
ends,
Tucker
not
Kraft.
receivers, but yep.
They receive.
Yeah, but I'm helping you. Okay.
All right. Top 10 tight ends, 10 to 1. Tucker Kraft, Isaiah Likely, Travis Kelce, David Njoku, Cole the Comet Komet, Sam Laporta, Brock Bowers, TJ Hawkinson, Trey McBride, and George Kittle.
Woo.
Now, wide receiver time.
So, real quick, does Hawkinson rank number 1 in all of football for guy who looks most like their team's logo?
It has to.
Right? I feel like is there another logo that's just a guy?
Patriots.
Oh yeah, but that he doesn't really have
Brock
any.
Lampy low-key got the chin for it.
Does he? I was gonna say, but the Patriots guy has like no distinguishing features.
He got a big chin. That's about it.
Yeah. Okay.
He's also gray.
Yeah, that's a tougher thing to come up with, you know.
Yeah. If we can convince Brock Lampy to do gray face, then maybe.
Just tell him not to go outside all off season. The minute the season ends, you go inside.
I thought you were gonna say just tell him to do it and not go outside because you get like abducted by the little gray men.
Well, that can happen too. But all right, who are our honorable mention wide receivers?
So real quick before we do that, there was a tight end you were like cock teasing that whole list with.
Dallas Goedert. None of us thought of Dallas Goedert.
I think that's crazy. My top 10.
He
would have been like 12th for me.
Yeah, but I guess that's fair. I just kind of thought he'd be there, and he just wasn't.
Receivers, we have 3 honorable mentions. 1 point, which means one of us put him in 10th, was Jackson Smith and Jigba.
That was me. I did that.
No, I figured.
I just realized the 10 that you would like I was thinking of the wrong thing. It's you're gonna be upset actually, so I'm not gonna say what happened there.
Okay. I mean, JSN's an incredible slot receiver.
10. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's downgraded at quarterbacks. We'll see how that goes. But
Well, but also maybe not. Like, okay,
I know.
did
I just want to
downgrade at
take a dig
quarterback.
at
No,
Darnold.
it's not like that. It's just the area of the field Darnold likes to throw to is kind
Yeah,
of perfect for JSN. So Darnold worse than Geno? Yes. Better at using JSN? Maybe.
it won't matter. Jalen Milrose is quarterback after this year,
Real.
forever, anyways.
No,
Real
maybe
ones,
not.
no.
Maybe not after this year. I could totally see it being Darnold for the full 2 years where he actually has guaranteed money and just
Mayhaps.
let,
I think there's an
because
out after year one, though. Is the
I
reason
think
I'm
there's
saying that.
multiple outs. My big thing is
Hmm.
just I think they've kind of seen what happened with Anthony Richardson and
Sure.
are just like, we're going to give you 2 years to sit unless Darnold's just Jets Darnold again, which I don't predict because
Yeah,
he was better than that in Carolina too. So like
sure.
he might not be Vikings Darnold, but that's a really high bar. So
Yeah.
just like I could just see them waiting to like
Yeah.
because you kind of risk your job. The minute you
No, I
decide
get
it's
that.
time for the young guy, that's when your clock starts ticking. So you might try to prolong, get as much development as you can. But
Yeah.
okay. Who else are our honorable
Other
mentions?
two honorable mentions. Two NFC North wide receivers in Deniston Oliver Moore and the Sun God, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Wait. So, wait. You had him on Rod 10, right?
I had Amon-Ra at 9 and DJ at 8.
Oh. I feel like Jake's point system isn't working because I just realized there is a tight end I put on my top 10 who just didn't even get honorable mentioned.
Who was it?
Dalton Kincaid.
I don't know.
Which
Listen,
is just,
man, this is Jake's
so
work.
that confuses me because that means there might be a receiver that just got left out somewhere. My top 10 was between JSN and DJ Moore, I think. And
After last year, I
went
can't
biased.
get mad at that.
Yeah, and
because,
I went biased. And last year existed.
right. But again, you look at that offense and the horrible crimes against humanity that were committed by Shane Waldron. I called him Luke Getzey earlier.
You
They're
did.
the same
I
person in my
forgot about
brain.
that.
They're both terrorists that shouldn't be allowed to show their face in the city of Chicago. I don't care. They're equally evil, and Waldron might honestly be worse. But
Crazy.
the two, either way, the point here is DJ Moore is such a consistent, reliable receiver who is not only a fantastic route runner, a legitimate deep threat, someone you can trust over the middle of the field, has a great catch radius, really good at adjusting to the ball, but he also might be the best receiver after the catch in football. I used to say he was like arguably because Debo is Debo. Debo's not Debo anymore. It is like DJ. I might say he's second behind Jamar Chase. Now because I forgot Jamar Chase existed for a split second there, but like he's the second behind a guy who was in our top 3.
Yeah.
So he is such a fun, incredible football player. And I really do think the consensus on him would be substantially higher if he had played with a quarterback before last year. Granted, that quarterback didn't play super duper well, but again, outside factors, he's just
also,
so
Caleb
good.
didn't play. I know this is very off topic, but you are not allowed to bring it up because you're a Bears fan, so people will call you biased. I'm allowed to bring it up, though. Caleb played basically the same as, at minimum, Bo Nix, and statistically better than both Nix and Daniels, outside of Daniels' rushing ability, which was hugely important. Team success is why you're viewing Caleb as bad, and that means you're stupid. Because the only position where wins can count as a position stat is kicker. Shout out Chris Boswell, who is like the reason the Steelers won games last year. Like, if any single position can be wins matter for them, it's kicker. Because they do have kind of the most sway.
Yeah, that's true.
One missed extra point is all it takes for you to lose a game. Kickers decide games way more often than any other position. Wins are a kicker stat is my new take.
I will say also, since today is apparently the Miller is a Lions apologist episode, I think Amon-Ra should be in the top 10. I know I'm on an island here, but like he is the best slot receiver in football. He runs a slant better than anyone else in the league. I know that's like not something that people care about, but the separation he creates over the middle of the field consistently is so impressive, and he's so consistent, he's so reliable. He has some of the best hands in the sport. I understand the critique of like he is a slot only player, therefore he's going to be ranked lower than some of the guys on the outside. And like I can't push back too hard against that. And I feel like that's probably where a good bit of Geek's pushback is coming from. So like I'm not gonna sit here and fight a war over that. I get it. But for me, when you are like by far and away the best pure slot in football, you deserve some sort of credit.
The issue is I think he only kind of is the best pure slot in football.
Like, yeah, I think there's guys that if they played the slot full time, they would be better, like Jefferson, Chase, Puka, whoever.
Yeah.
But they don't, is the thing.
Well, they don't because they don't have to. They are useful football players at other positions on the field. They don't get put in the slot because that's the only time they can be a useful player. And that matters.
You know what's very funny?
Yeah.
This is like any argument I've ever had about Devin Hester. Which is funny because Amon-Ra St. Brown is a good football player on offense. Devin Hester didn't matter on offense.
That's true.
But this is literally what this, like, as soon as you started talking, I had a Vietnam flashback to like 3 years ago where we got like a Patterson-Hester argument.
Well, but that was different because we were just being goofy. We both agree Hester's a Hall of Famer. And like, again, you're right. Amon-Ra is the best pure slot in football. The issue is he can only be in the slot. And this
and again,
like the reason I see why the connection's there for the Hester thing, but like the reason to me that it's different is because Hester was, yes, a talent at that spot, but the greatest ever at that spot, but he did everything that spot meant. Wide receiver isn't just the slot.
Well, no, sure, I get that.
If you can't do the other things, it's tough, especially when you look at those other guys and it's like, yeah, a lot of these top guys would be better at this exact thing that you're really good at, but they're just so good at all these other things that it doesn't matter. That to me makes a big impact. That's why I was never like a big Keenan Allen guy. I wasn't putting him in the top 10 all the time. It's kind of the same thing. Well, the Bears did try to figure out if Keenan could do those other things, and we learned quickly.
See, I think Keenan can play like a Z. He's just not an X, right?
Sure.
Like he's not.
Sure.
Like in a traditional sense, the thing is with wide receiver now, it has evolved so much that like the designations outside of slot versus outside receiver. I was going to say there's slot and outside.
That's all that it is now.
Yeah, but no, Keenan, like he can play on the outside. He just can't be like a downfield threat.
But okay, let's get into our real top 10 now, which scares me.
All right, so at number 10, we have Garrett Wilson, someone I did not have on my list.
Real, I had him at 9. Jake must have had him much higher than that.
I don't think so. If he's at 10,
well, I don't know.
I think the implication would be here. I don't think either of you had DJ or Amon-Ra.
Well, I guess that would have to be the implication. I guess.
So,
but also it would have to be higher than 9 because you had DJ at 8. I think Jake had to have Garrett at 7. I'm just making guesses. I don't know how Jake's math worked. So yeah.
I mean, listen, I love Garrett Wilson. Don't get me wrong. I just don't. Like, again, with receiver, there are 25 guys you could argue are a top 10 receiver.
You could be arguing T. Higgins. You could argue Jordan Addison. You could argue, obviously, the guys we've already mentioned as...
I was going to say, here, a couple other names that are not on this list that you can throw out. The guys you just mentioned, Devonta Smith is another name.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, I still think one could argue that. I wouldn't, but one could certainly.
I mean, he's in that 20 people group.
Right.
Yeah. He might be on the lower end of it, but
trying to think who else. There's division by division in my head right now.
Jalen Waddle. I don't know if he's on this list.
Waddle.
Maybe he's on this list.
There'd be some freaks out there that would say Tyreek Hill. I don't think
That's
he's really in that
crazy.
top 20 conversation, but
I've been arguing against Tyreek for so long. The fact that
Mike
he finally
Evans.
stuck. Oh, he didn't make it. That's fair.
No, Mike Evans did not make it.
Mike Evans was in that group of trying to put them in the top 10.
I was gonna say he almost made mine. Yeah. DK Metcalf, another name. Not for me, but either way, there's a bunch of guys that could. Is the point here?
But Garrett Wilson, like he is. I mean, his hands are incredible. His body control, I think, is like a huge thing. Ability to always get his feet down in bounds, and
for sure.
It sucks that even Rodgers wasn't a real quarterback there. I know people. I know we're getting some weird revisionist history already by people looking at the numbers and being, Rodgers wasn't that bad. It's like, did you watch the football?
Yeah.
Numbers aren't all that matters. Watch the football.
Garrett Wilson to me is the Justin Herbert of wide receivers in terms of it not being his fault.
Real though. It's not his fault.
Like he's such an incredible football player. Yeah. I must agree. I will say, like, I know Justin Fields won't be the one to do it, but I need him to have just like one of those freak seasons, dude.
Okay. Actually, Fields might. There's a big thing for quarterbacks and wide receivers that is just chemistry. They were college teammates. They might just go off. Fields might suck outside of that, but like Fields can throw for 3,500 yards and 1,900 of them can be Garrett Wilson. Like that's a real thing.
If Justin Fields gets Garrett Wilson like 1,200 yards, that's all I need is like 1,200 yards. I will never say another bad word about that man in my life.
Like Fields might not be good, but he might just, the chemistry is sometimes all that matters.
This is a fair point. I cannot argue that.
And they're going to have that. That is why the Jets, I think, went after Fields.
And that makes a ton of sense. Yeah.
That, and I mean, he's young enough to where if he's good, then like you're set.
Yeah.
So that helps. Yeah, Garrett Wilson, good at football. Who's number 9?
Another guy I didn't have on my list. Davante Adams.
Dang. Lower than, not that much lower than where I put him. Literally, JSN slid down, and then the rest of my list has just slid down a spot so far. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, Tay is maybe still the best route runner in football. I mean, him, Jetta's. Jamar's not really just a route runner. Like, that is not how he wins. He wins athletically, which isn't a bad thing. It's just when you're looking at route runners, Jamar's not really there. CeeDee Lamb's there, but like, Davante is still just that dude. He just knows how to get open. He just knows how to win. And yeah, he's older, but it doesn't matter. Even with the bullshit of last year with Gardner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell, and then the husk of Aaron Rodgers, he was still that dude.
Yeah. I will say, like I said, these last two guys were not on my list. They would have been like 12 and 13 for me. So.
Valid. No, fair.
Both incredible football players. And yeah, I mean, Tay Adams, like you said, incredible route runner, super consistent, damn good football player.
Yeah.
I know we're kind of like skipping over these early guys, but it's because we spent an hour on the tight ends.
Yeah.
And also because the two of them weren't guys that I had a ton of notes on because they weren't on my list. But at number 8 was a guy that was on my list and someone I had at least one spot higher. Exactly one spot higher. And Drake London.
He did not make my top 10.
Interesting.
He was also on the so it was for me, number 10 was JSN, maybe DJ Moore, Mike Evans, and Drake London. Those were the 4 where I was like, who do I want to put here? And I picked JSN.
My 10 was a race between Garrett Wilson, Mike Evans, Davante Adams, and then the guy at 7, who we'll talk about in a second. Okay. But Drake London, just such a physical freak of nature, and it's so rare to see these big tight end or these big receivers, be fluid, efficient route runners with expansive route trees, but that is certainly what Drake London is.
Yep.
Another guy that like is kind of in the not his fault Hall of Fame or slowly getting there. And honestly, with Michael Penix at quarterback, I think we'll stay there because I have no faith in Michael Penix.
I don't know. I mean, he got your boy drafted.
I think the other way around. My boy and the other two receivers in that room got Michael Penix drafted.
Well, Penix knows how to use a guy like your boy, though.
Fair.
So,
if we're looking at it that way, that's fair.
I'm not saying Penix is going to be good. I am the biggest Penix. Well, I'm just, for the world, I am like on record as like the biggest Penix hater. But like, I think, especially in comparison to the other options that Drake London's had, it will be better than that.
That's fair. But yeah, no, he is, like I said, such a good route runner, really good after the catch, which is awesome to see from one of these bigger guys. Like he moves after the catch like a tight end, and that's complimentary.
Yeah.
He will run through a guy, but he's also got enough like wiggle to really make some guys miss and get funky with it. He's such a well-rounded player that you would think he's 6 foot, 190 pounds, but then you realize he's 6'4", 200 plus.
Is he only 6'4"?
Has as much wiggle as those. Am I wrong? Maybe 6'5"?
I don't know. In my head, he's bigger, but no, he's 6'4". Okay.
Yeah. So how much does he weigh?
213.
213. I was gonna say 215. Wasn't far off. But yeah, 6'4", 210 plus. Big ass dude who moves like one of these smaller receivers and packs the punch that you want to see. Can't press him. Can't stick to him in man coverage. Can't out manipulate him in zone. He's so good. And honestly, if it wasn't for the NFL having so many freak wide receivers, I would be pounding the table to like say he's a top 5 guy. It's just there are some real fucking freaks in this league.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody, at least in my top 5, I could justify the argument.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Same here.
So I do think, you know what I want? I think Penix should learn Matthew Stafford ball, which is just, you're my receiver 1. I only throw to you. What happened then? Who stopped that?
2,000 yards. What then? What then? Drake London 2,000-yard season. What then?
All right. Who's at 7? Who was almost
at 7?
Who was your 10?
I'm a little afraid. He's scary.
You had him all the way at 10?
Terry McLaurin, yeah.
That's crazy. This is Commander's hate bias.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
He's scary. I was scared to put him any higher. He was going to come get me.
He's going to come get you now. Okay, let's be honest. I had him at 7, so he ended up right where I had him. He has incredible hands. He is he the best receiver? Is he the best contested catch guy?
I don't think so.
Who do you think?
I think that fella in Philadelphia, you can't beat in one-on-one situations ever.
I feel like he's been beat.
I can't think of a single time.
Right now, I can't either, but I also couldn't remember what the Tennessee Titans were, so that's not...
But no, like, I would say he's definitely up there.
Like, he's up there. Like, he's an awesome deep threat. Most important part of this conversation and any conversation involving Terry McLaurin right now, fucking pay him yesterday.
Yeah. Whatever he wants.
Yeah. Especially, we've seen, what is the key to making a young quarterback really good? A good receiver. Terry has dealt with all of your bullshit for nearly a decade. Just write him the check. I don't care just guarantee all of it. I don't fucking care. Pay him.
Will die on the hill that Terry was more integral to Jaden's success than Kingsbury.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Like,
that's most of the time true with wide receivers.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page. I'm also a Cliff Kingsbury hater, but Terry was so important to his development. Anything that's going to make Jaden better or happy, you do. Give him anything he wants. Give him the city. Let him be president.
Real though.
Yeah,
real.
Dude, Other countries wouldn't fuck with us. If our president was literally called Scary Terry,
True.
they'd get scared.
The fact that he's had 1,000 yards every year since 2020 is crazy.
Yeah, no, he's incredible.
So good. He was an all-pro last year, and now you don't want to pay him? Second team all-pro,
Right.
but still.
He was the most, I don't know if yards-wise was he the most productive he's ever been. He looked better than he's ever looked.
Technically, no. His best year was 2022, which was the year that was really good for them because they were like, they were a playoff team. They won the division, right?
Was that the Heineke year?
Oh, no, I'm a year off. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Which means that was like the full Heineke year, which makes the most sense.
But yeah, no.
It was the weird year. It was the year where Carson Wentz killed Roquan. That's the more important thing. That's the most important thing that happened. But yeah, that was that year.
Sad but true.
Real.
But yeah, no, like I want to make it clear. Me having him at 10 isn't like a slight at Terry. It's just, again, there's so many incredible receivers.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mismatch. The way it shook out for me, he ended up at 10. One of the best deep threats in football.
Yep.
Probably the best ball tracker in the sport. He's so good.
So good. Who's at 6?
And I want to say from here on, I was in alignment with our consensus. So 6-1, this is where I had these guys.
I'm scared. Either we're exactly the same or you guys fucked up this consensus really bad.
6 is Nico Collins.
Damn. I think our 5 and 6 is flipped for me. I think.
Okay.
If it's crazier than that, I'm going to throw a fit.
Do you have Nico higher than?
Yeah, I have Nico.
I'll let you take the lead.
Nico is so good. Nico is going to be the forgotten receiver of this generation, I feel like. I know that's a weird way to start this, but like every time there's like there's always a crazy receiver generation going on. It just always happens, right? You've got this crazy top crowd, and Nico is the guy who is just as good as that crazy top crowd, but he's just the guy who gets forgotten about constantly for whatever reason. It really felt like Andre Johnson was that way for a long time. Like, I know he's a Hall of Famer and everybody knows who he is, but like at the time, nobody talked about Andre Johnson. Like, he wasn't the big name guy. Everybody knew how good he was, but he wasn't the guy who got talked about. That's Nico. I wonder if that's just a Texans thing.
I was gonna say, I think people just don't care about Houston.
That's crazy. Real, but crazy. But like Nico is, I think, as a receiver, the closest thing you can be to being Justin Jefferson without being Justin Jefferson. They're so similar in so many ways. But except for the weird genetic thing that causes Jettas to just be crazy, the eye tracking thing.
Oh yeah.
That is why Jettas is so good at catching the football. It's why he's the only guy who doesn't have to look at the football to catch it. He can let it pass by him to catch the football. That's not how you play receiver. You teach people the exact opposite. But unimportant. We'll talk about him later. Nah, he didn't make the list, actually.
No, his teammate, Speedy Naylor, however.
Real.
Knowers know.
The fact that he was leading the league in touchdowns for like 8 weeks last year is crazy, dude. Speedy's crazy. The Vikings are such a weird football team. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No. See, we're forgetting Nico Collins again.
No, I want to point out the thing that intrigues me most about Nico's game is I think him and Stroud have the best connection in the league for a quarterback and a receiver on one specific route.
Oh, yeah.
Because the way they play in breakers together is fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, Stroud's ability to fit a ball into a tight window is one of, if not the best in football.
Yeah.
And Nico's ability to make that cut on a dime, immediately flip his head around, be in perfect position. it's like poetry in motion. I could watch a cut up of just that for like 3 hours and be fully locked in.
Yeah.
That would be like full on enrichment for me. And that's coming from the guy that thinks we should abolish the forward pass.
True.
Like, I am in love with their connection. And like, honestly, I'm talking about that one specific route. Just in general, I don't know if there's a better quarterback receiver connection in the league. Other than like what Burrow and Jamar would probably be number one.
Burrow and Jamar, and then Dak and CeeDee is the other.
Fair.
Those would be the three.
Yeah.
And then
either way,
Stafford and just whoever is his wide receiver one, I will never claim it's just Stafford and a receiver.
Mm-hmm.
It is just Stafford and.
Right. But either way, like he's incredible. He's one of the last like true X receivers, you know, like the big body, he win at the catch point, just like tradition. Not to say he's one of the few big body receivers out there.
No, but a
traditional
X. Yeah.
Right. That like does everything you expect an X to do.
Yeah.
That's Nico Collins.
A guy that is specifically an X. Basically.
Right. Yeah.
Because
obviously the injury last year sucked, but sorry, you were going to make more of a point.
Nope, you're good.
My brain was just like, I must get these words out.
Do it. You're fine.
Care.
Keep going. It's also Discord, so you paused for half a second. So it's like, oh, opening. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really there. Discord's just Discord. So.
But yeah, just super fun player, super efficient, super physical, super route runner. He's super. True.
So number 5 is Puka.
Puka Nacua. Yeah. Indeed.
So I hit my 5 and 6 are flipped, but okay.
Yeah. Can I just say, I'm so happy that Puka is so good and everyone loves Puka.
Yeah, we get it. You rated him high during draft season. You sound like me.
Kick myself to this day for not putting him higher.
You gotta just be me and commit to the bit.
Well, no, listen, you gotta remember, this was the first year I like made a board. Right?
You're right.
So I was still like, okay, the consensus kind of matters. But even then, Puka was like a top 10 receiver for me that year when people were talking about him as like a UDFA.
Yeah.
He's grown so much and become such an incredible football player. He can do, I'm going to put it this way. The one thing I will say is a slight to Amon-Ra, because I was praising him so highly. Everything Amon-Ra does, Puka does 10 times better. And then some. Like he is what Lions fans think Amon-Ra is what Puka is, and then some. Like, not only is he a tremendous slot receiver who can do everything out of the slot, run the short to intermediate routes, he's the best blocking, like, elite receiver in football. Maybe not the best blocking receiver because you have like Jawan Jennings and whatnot, but out of the top guys, he is by far and away, in my opinion, the best. He is a great outside receiver. He's an incredible route runner, an explosive deep threat. He's so good. On top of that, his efficiency is unreal. Last year, Puka was number 1 in the league in yards per route run with 3.23. Nico Collins was second at 2.86. That's like a pretty substantial difference. I know it doesn't seem like a lot because it's like 0.4 yards, but
thanks. I know I saw the clip of them talking about it on Stay Hot, but it's just real. How much of that is just Stafford buddy ball? Because like efficiency is big, but also number higher when get ball more. Like being great is important to that equation. But also, does Stafford like doing this thing where he only throws to one receiver make that better? Like that's partially a question to me. Obviously it's not a big question. I had Puka 1 spot down from our consensus.
I was gonna say, yeah,
it's not a big difference, but I do think that is the slight difference to me. Is it's how Puka's great, but how much of his great is partially Stafford buddy ball?
The only thing I will say to that is Stafford's had a lot of receivers in his day. A lot of guys he's tried to force feed. A lot of guys he's tried to do this and that with. Puka is the second best he's ever played with.
Interesting. Well, yeah, you're right.
It's Megatron and then it's
season,
Puka. Though. Well, I know Cooper Kupp had the Triple Crown. I think Puka Nacua is a more complete receiver than Cooper Kupp.
Sure. Also, the reason I have to keep bringing up the buddy ball thing is I will never get over people thinking Kenny Golladay was a real receiver just because of Stafford. That's
Yeah.
so funny to me. It is just because
Yeah.
Stafford said, all right, you're the best receiver I got. Here comes the football.
Right. But yeah, no, Puka, on top of being like super efficient, he's not just a super savvy route runner, but he's another one of these guys that is one of the best in the league at the catch point.
Yep.
He's super aggressive. He can even take fucking handoffs if you want him to, dude. Like, there is nothing offensively that you can say, hey, Puka, I need you to do this. And he's going to go, I don't know if I'm capable of that. He can do literally anything. Put that man as an inline tight end, have him down block on a defensive end, and run the ball his way. I'm sure you can get it to work.
Puka is your type of receiver, isn't he?
Exactly. Puka's my favorite receiver in football.
That makes sense. That tracks so much.
Yeah.
That really does. Shouts out
Puka played. He was playing fullback at one point in his career, man. Like,
yeah. I'm really curious now, though. Who's our number 4?
Our number 4 is that big fella in Philadelphia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
We alluded to earlier, AJ Brown. I mean, what is there to say other than big? You cannot press him.
He's a reader.
True. He's big, but he think.
He read book on sideline.
Yes.
That is still the greatest thing that's ever happened.
Mm-hmm. But no, like, genuinely speaking, the way he's able to weaponize his frame is so amazing. You cannot press him. You cannot play him at the catch point. You cannot play him at the top of a route. And on top of that, he's not just big and able to weaponize that size, but his footwork is unreal for someone his size. Yeah. The way he is able to, turn the top of his routes and able to break in and out of routes is beautiful. I was gassing up Drake London for being able to run like one of these little receivers. AJ Brown is like what would happen if you put someone like Devontae Adams in a big man's body. Like give Devontae Adams 4 inches of height and 20 pounds, and you get AJ Brown. Maybe I'm being a little overzealous. Like current Devontae Adams, not peak Devontae Adams. Peak Devontae Adams, that would be crazy, but
I think you're doing the thing I did with D-Hop for a long time. AJ Brown's not that big. He is big. He's 6'1". He's the same height as Tay. He is 10 pounds heavier, but they are the same height. What? AJ Brown is not a big guy.
But
realistically, actually, hold on. Is he the smallest of our top 4? No, him and Jetta's same height. Jamar, an inch shorter. Jamar, 25 pounds lighter, though.
Well, yeah.
Jefferson's even lighter. That's also crazy to me. Wild. Okay. And then Sedarius. Yeah, 6'1". AJ Brown is 6'1". The tallest of our top 4 is CeeDee Lamb.
AJ Brown is not 6'4".
No. At least not according to Pro Football Reference, which I feel like is a valid source. Actually, just for funsies, how tall do you think Terry McLaurin is?
Terry's like 6'2".
6 foot flat. He is shorter. Now I just want to see who's tall.
Puka's taller than AJ Brown then. Puka's 6'3".
Mm-hmm. Let's see who's tall.
AJ Brown is 6'1".
Give me one tall guy. The Stat Muse, they're not trustable. Oh, well, that's just not accurate. Cool. StatMuse is the least useful website in the history of the planet. I just want everybody to know that. Which also means anybody who puts Muse in their name because of StatMuse is the least useful person you'll talk to that week.
That's a personal shot.
Yes, it is. You can't constantly be dumb and then also pick the name of to copy the name of the dumbest website that's ever existed because it can't get anything right. StatMuse has never had an accurate stat ever.
AJ Brown is 6'1".
Bro, still lost. Valid. But yeah,
But he's so big.
he's not though. He's just big. He not big. He big. How we feeling?
This really isn't that big of a deal.
I mean, it kind of is. You are having the reaction I had when I found out D-Hop was only 6 feet tall. No, D-Hop's... Wait. Yeah, no, okay. D-Hop is...
I'm...
But, like, it is one of those things where you think they're like a monster, and they're just not. They're just a dude.
Okay, well, he plays like he's 6'8".
Right. No, for real.
But yeah, the AJ Brown, incredible. Probably, I would say my three favorite receivers in football right now are, in no order, Puka, AJ Brown, and DJ Moore.
Valid.
Like those are my big three. And if I had to take DJ Moore out, it would be another guy in our top four.
Which guy?
Who we will talk about.
I will be asking. Probably not the guy at 3, which is Sedarius?
No.
Really?
It's Jamar Chase.
Let's
at number
go.
3.
Shouts out you two for knowing ball. Shouts out you two for knowing ball.
I don't actually know what Jake's list was, but I did have CD at 2.
Valid.
Because CD is the other receiver I'm referring to. Okay. I love CD Lamb.
That's so fair.
But no, Jamar Chase, I mean, he's the best deep threat in football.
Yes.
He's maybe the best, I would actually say is the best receiver after the catch in football.
Yes.
His connection with Joe Burrow is on another planet. And as a route runner, I don't know if there's a better player in the league in terms of selling head fakes and being able to, just fake out the guy guarding him. He's unbelievable.
I don't know why he's so good at it. Because never once has he made a cut. He just runs straight. I don't get it.
Yeah.
That is the falling for the Shaq, like, fake 3. It's just, what are you doing? You deserve it. It's just like, what are we doing?
Okay. But, like, I feel like the thought process in that moment is, imagine you're that corner across from Jamar Chase, right? Imagine being the guy that doesn't bite, and it's the first time ever he cuts inside, and he scores like an 80-yard touchdown on you.
Just hope Harrison Smith is there to kill him. You shouldn't have cut.
Well, this was 4 years ago.
Harrison Smith will still kill you on the cut. As long as he's there. If he has to chase you, you got him. But if you're cutting into the middle, he's there. No, that means Harrison's here. Jamar cut. He die. That's just death. Good night.
Why didn't he kill DeAndre Swift on that one wheel route then?
Because that's a wheel route.
Yeah, where he literally had Swift lined up on the sideline and he like walked into him.
I know.
You know exactly what play I'm talking about.
Because that made me so upset. And because I immediately I think we were talking during that game because I was streaming.
Yeah.
Because I remember saying, look at what Roger Goodell has done to our beautiful game. Because Harrison knew if he lights him up, there's a flag, and you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
That is one of the few things. Is that hard hits exist. Because that's the thing that happens. Every time Hitman hits somebody now, it's a flag. Even if it's a perfectly clean hit, it's just like, you hit hard. It's like, yes. As long as you didn't kill their head or their knees, who cares?
See, the problem is Harrison Smith should give him a little kiss on the cheek and tuck him in for bedtime.
Well, no, that would be hitting him in the head. That's flag. That's flag.
Not if he takes the helmet off. Not if he takes the helmet off.
That's 2 flags.
Can you get 2 flags?
I don't know. You just did though. Harrison did. In this fake ass scenario.
I have something that I'm not going to say on here, but I do have a joke for that I'll tell you when we're done recording.
No, but CD is... No, we're talking about
Jamar still.
Yeah, Jamar is so good.
I was going to say, Jamar is one of those guys that you just have to point at and go, like, right, he's so beyond incredible. And obviously us having him at 3 is going to be viewed by some as a slight, but I think it's more a result of how high some of us are on the other guy, as opposed to anything about Jamar.
The other two guys, realistically.
Well, yeah.
But like the thing, because the debate right now is just Jamar and Jettas. Like that is what most people bring up. Jamar, though, I guess tell me when I'm telling lies. Jamar feels like what people thought Tyreek Hill was.
And you mean that as a complimentary
To Jamar,
thing.
Yes. To Tyreek,
Yeah.
no. That's
like
a
an unguardable, a fast, unguardable freak who is an absolute game wrecker and is liable to take the top off the defense in any given moment.
It can also catch the football.
I was going to say, yeah, that's the big distinction. Is Jamar Chase's hands function?
Yes.
God.
Yes.
We were in the fucking trenches arguing Tyreek Hill hands.
Yes.
Like 4 years ago.
I do.
Not 4 years ago, like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. Those were not the best times, but those were times that did happen. God. All right. Yeah. Number 2, Sedarius, my goat. Well, not my goat. Yeah, you're a liar. There's no world. 2 is Sedarius.
Number two is Dane Sanzenbacher.
All right.
My beloved.
That's just racism.
Listen, what the people at home don't know is I've got a Dane Sanzenbacher jersey on underneath this Cole Kmet jersey.
Do you actually?
I do.
That's crazy. Why are you wearing a jersey and a jersey? Just pick one.
Because I needed a Navy shirt to wear under this, and it was the first one I saw. I got too much chest hair to not have an undershirt with a jersey.
Valid.
Like I can't be doing that. That it makes me look like.
Well, I don't know if
caveman,
that's valid. I've never seen your chest, and I also don't have that much chest hair. Yeah, no,
you won't.
I promise I wasn't asking.
I was gonna say that's not for you to see, man.
I'm not Sam. I wasn't asking. Where is Miller going?
Away. I don't want to be here anymore.
Sorry, I had to say it.
But yeah, CeeDee Lamb. I mean, I get it. Dallas Cowboy. Everyone hates the Cowboys. Catches passes from Dak Prescott. For some reason, everyone hates Dak Prescott. But like, he is the most fluid route runner in all of football. Super explosive. His body control is on another fucking planet. There is not a single player in this league that can contort their body the way CeeDee Lamb does for errant throws, for, you know, when Dak is putting the ball where physically only CD can get it. And that makes you so valuable as a wide receiver because it is going to limit the potential for turnover. It's going to limit the potential for the DB to make a play on the ball. That's why there's not a lot of interceptions thrown when targeting CeeDee Lamb. His ability to track the ball downfield is unreal.
Yep. And
not only is he like a freak of a deep threat, but he's a fucking grinder between the numbers. He plays his ass off on at the catch point, on contested catches over the middle. He can take short throws and turn up field and make a big play out of it.
There's not much CeeDee can't do.
I was gonna say get paid, but I forgot he's the one they chose to pay, not Micah.
Which real.
They should do that.
Yeah, well, yeah, pay both of them. Honestly.
Well, CD got paid. Pay Micah.
Well, yeah, but pay both of them.
Yeah.
Just pay both of them. I don't know why this
Pay everybody.
No.
Pay me.
I can think of quite a few people who do not deserve to be getting paid.
Pay me.
Why do most of them play for the Browns? Sorry. I'm sorry.
I can't believe you'd say that about Myles Garrett.
We haven't figured out what he's done yet, but it's if he wants to stay in Cleveland, it's something.
He got offered more money than any human being should ever fathomably be able to possess. That's why he wants to stay in Cleveland.
But every other team would have offered him that also, and every other team is not in Cleveland. That's untrue. That's untrue. The Bengals would not have offered him that.
I was going to say.
Which is good. That just means he gets to leave Ohio. Woo. Yeah, Sedarius. Oklahoma legend.
All right. Never mind. Put him at 4.
All right. What are we doing? What do you mean?
But no, CD again. This is one, like I said, that will get looks because we're not participating in the Jefferson versus Chase debate. I think CD is the closest receiver in the league to Jefferson, who we have at number one, and I'll let Geek do his spiel here in a second. But like, despite everything, he is consistently one of the most reliable, one of the most exciting, one of the most explosive players in the National Football League. Even when Dak is down, even when they don't have a run game, even when he's getting fucking triple teamed, even when he's the only receiver with a pulse on their football team, he's still breaking 1,000 yards and looking incredible while doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. CD, I love CD.
Yeah.
I really do. I always did. Hate that he's a Cowboy.
I don't hate
it's
the
not
Cowboys.
because I don't hate the Cowboys as a team. Because they're America's team, which just means they're the most broadcast team. They have the most fans, which means they have the most annoying fan base because they have the most fans who don't know anything. They're just Cowboys fans. It's not actually a slight at the team, other than Jerry. Fuck that guy.
True.
It's wild.
Holy Toledo, it's 2:30 in the morning.
In a sea of billionaires, it's wild when you're still easily like the worst one. That's crazy.
I don't know, man. The Bengals owner.
Yeah, but he's not. Is he even a billionaire?
Imagine.
Like, I don't actually know.
3.9 billion.
Okay. My bad. See, okay, but is the Bengals owner just a piece of shit, or is he just poor? He NFL owner terms. I actually don't know. This is genuine.
Well, no, he's the poorest owner in the league,
right?
But he still has ample opportunity to pay out what he needs to pay out, because it wouldn't cost the shirt off his back. It wouldn't cost a giant fraction of his net worth. It's just he would have to sell off a few assets for now, and then he'd get that money back later.
Sure. I don't know. The money when it comes to the poorer owners is weirder because, like, he doesn't actually have 3.9 billion sitting in, like, the bank. So like, it's just, I know what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, it is that simple, but I kind of see why it's not. For the Bengals, less so. This is a different sport. Like, I think this way about other sports, and that might be where my break is.
This is what I will say.
Yeah.
When in doubt, blame the billionaire, because they're never right.
I mean, I would say I do that for the Rockies, but that's not true because the Rockies owner actually isn't a billionaire. And it's actually made me, like, realize, like, part of the issue with why don't they sign anybody right now? It's like, oh yeah, the dude's worth $800 million. He paid out like $500 million 2 years ago. He doesn't have any fucking money. Like, he actually might just be tapped out at the moment. So as much as I hate him and that sucks, but it's also just like, I guess I can at least get it. When you got 3.9 billion though, just give the guy $100 million. That's not that hard. That's literally.
I'm not even talking about Hendrickson.
Oh, I was.
That sucks. I'm disgusted by what they're doing with Shamar.
Yeah.
It is the most egregious thing I've seen an ownership group do.
My favorite thing is, as much as I hate the Browns, while they're struggling over guaranteed money for their first round pick, the Browns and Texans just be like, here's guaranteed money for a second round pick, because fuck you, that's why. Right. I love it. I hate that it's those two ownership groups doing good things, but you got to give them the shouts when they deserve them.
Ironically, though, the Browns are the only other, to my knowledge, I could be wrong, but the Browns are the only other team with an unsigned draft pick.
Who's unsigned?
Judkins, because of the legal stuff. No, I know it's different, but also
it is really fun. That is helping.
They have a type.
That also is unfortunately helping weirdly Mr. Brown, who does not own the Browns. His point.
Yeah.
It's weirdly helping his point. It's funny how the Browns can be both on both ends of the spectrum at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Look, we do this great thing. We give them all this money, but also we're going to help you not pay your guy for the exact reason we can't pay this guy yet.
Yeah. So speaking of guys, talk about Justin
Oh,
Jefferson.
yeah.
I want to go to bed.
Justin Jefferson. I mean, he's the best receiver in football. Like, I don't get this argument at all for specifically Jamar. Jamar is great at one thing. Like, he does multiple other things. Well, what can Jefferson not do? Like, this is a genuine question. What is his weak spot? Maybe he's not as fast as Jamar, but also he can catch the 98-yard touchdown. He's not the best after the catch, except for all those times where he does at least enough. He's not mediocre at a single thing on offense.
Yeah.
Body control might be the thing he's worst at. He can't control his entire body, but it doesn't matter because he gets his hand where the football is, and that's all that matters. The catch, everybody looks at it from him as like his best catch ever. The one hand, he has no control over his body, but he got the ball, which is all that fucking matters. Like, he's not the best at the catch point because he's in the best position. He just, if he touches it, it's his. Doesn't matter. And the ability to, he is weirdly against every rule you teach somebody about playing receiver. Justin Jefferson just does the opposite all the time. Only ever catch with your hands. He uses his body as a backboard all the time. He lets it hit him and then catches it off the bounce all the time. Don't know why. Shouldn't work. But I guess when you're just better than everybody, it does. You should never let the ball pass by your eyes to make the catch. He only does that. He only catches here. He doesn't catch here. It's why? I will never know. But I am going to stop questioning it because he is off to the greatest start any receiver in the history of football has ever been on. And speaking on the consistency of CeeDee Lamb, he's more consistent. He's done this. He has been the exact same receiver with Kirk Cousins, Jaron Hall, Josh Dobbs, Nick Mullins, Sam Darnold. He's never had a season of a Dak. The best quarterback he's technically ever played with, if we're going to be real based on how they played, is Sam Darnold. That's crazy. He's off to the best start of any receiver in the history of football, and he's doing it with this group. Yes, Miller.
If we're being technical, the best receiver he's ever played with is Joe Burrow.
Well, best quarterback, and yes, in college. Which, speaking of, is, I think, where this argument still comes from of Jamar being better, is because Jamar was the one at LSU.
Right.
Jamar was just the outside guy. Jettas just went to the slot because he could do something else. And he still put up crazy numbers with Jamar. That entire offense was ridiculous. But I think I don't know. I think the guy who can do all the things is more important than the guy who's really good at the singular thing. And it's not just he can do all the things. He's not a jack of all trades. He's basically a master of all trades.
True.
Again, he's not the fastest guy. He runs a 4.4. That's good enough. He's not the best after the catch, but he's more than mid. Like, there's nothing he's bad at, and there's nothing he's mid at. Maybe he can't tackle. I don't know. Actually, no. We watched him light up that one dude that one time.
Can he execute a lead block through the hole out of I formation?
I'm going to have to say yes until proven otherwise.
I need you to call up Kevin O'Connell and find out.
We're lining Jettas up at fullback one play. We're going to line CJ Ham up at running back.
No, that's cheating. It's got to be a normal tailback back there.
Why?
And then you put CJ split out wide.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I want to see him in a 2-point stance.
Well, you do sometimes.
I know, but I want to see it more.
I love Kevin O'Connell's offense. I hate how much fun. We're completely... Do you have something to say about Jettas before I do this?
No. Again, in my notes, I just had let Geek do thing.
Valid.
Also,
never had under 1,000 yards, including a year where he only played in 8 games. 7, if we're being real.
I'm stupid. I said 2-point stance. That's a fucking lineman term.
Yeah,
I need to sleep. It's
fine.
2 a.m.
I knew
dude.
what you meant. You have a thumbnail to make, unfortunately, buddy.
I do.
The thing that I was going to say is I hate what your team did this offseason, but I also love it. Not in terms of bringing in anyone other than your coaches. Because I just said Kevin O'Connell's offense is fun. There's not going to be a more fun football game to watch schematically than Vikings Bears ever. Because both sets of coordinators are just so good.
I was going to say, people forget Dennis Allen, low key. He got it.
Yeah. As a coordinator, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe he's not that bad of a head coach. I don't actually know.
Well, I honestly think with Dennis Allen, I've been saying this for months now, but like I think with Dennis Allen, the Bears went the Vikings route where they got a disgruntled former head coach who's probably not going to get another shot. Granted, Dennis Allen would have a higher chance because he didn't try to sue the NFL.
He's not, well,
justifiably so.
Oh yeah, Flores is still suing the league, though, actually. That's part of it. Is that still ongoing?
Right. Like, I'm not shitting on Flores. I'm just saying the league is going to blackball him for that. To the Vikings' benefit, obviously, and probably to his benefit because he's at his best when he's a coordinator.
And, I mean, he's going to make head coach money forever. And if last year's any sign, he's going to get more credit than KOC does. I know KOC won Coach of the Year, but like consensus from the world, when you talked about the Vikings, you'd bring up KOC, but it was this Flores defense. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Like, so I think he's sitting there like, I get all of the credit, none of blame, and I get money. What bad thing?
Right.
What flaw in system? I stay here.
It's 2:38 in the morning. This man's doing caveman talk.
It happens sometime.
That's how tired he is. Well, how tired I am.
Dude, I'm not.
He's doing caveman talk, and it makes sense to me.
Valid. I do that sometimes. But yeah, I don't think we got anything else. This was a 3-hour episode. Fuck, what's in the quick ball? Air. There is air in there. I am correct. Open it.
There is air, but what is the other item within this ball?
Damn it. Is there a Pokemon in there?
There is not.
Damn it. Something from a movie?
I'm gonna say no, but like semantically speaking, this has definitely appeared in many movies.
Like, is it primarily, like, is it a pop culture thing or is it just a real thing?
No. It is an inanimate object that appears in movies.
What's worse? Is it like a food item?
No.
Is it trash?
No.
Okay. You've done that before.
I have.
So
shout out the Pop-Tart rapper.
Nothing's off the table with this guy.
If I can fit it in here. It's all fun and games until there's like an animal.
Dude, I could totally see you putting like a beetle in there.
Yeah, and listen, there's air holes in the top, so like
it would be okay. It doesn't seal. It would be fine.
Yeah. It wouldn't be
probably terrifying, but what isn't, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about the life of a bug, I am definitely not stalling. If you think about the life of a bug, everything around it is so enormous. Like, that would be terrifying.
I was going to make a joke that wouldn't make sense to anyone watching this podcast. Actually, it would make sense to some of the people watching this podcast, but people that don't know us, it wouldn't make sense. I was going to say everything's so enormous, but then they see Ren and feel at home.
Nice. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm sure I could, but you want to stop, so we're going to stop.
It's a quarter.
Oh my God. That's food.
What, a gumball machine?
Well, yes. No,
more specifically, this is the quarter that I spin on my desk during D&D when Grayson says dumb shit and I get bored.
So every time Grayson speaks,
I was gonna say I get a lot of use out of this quarter.
Yeah, that's tough.
Anyways, we've talked too long. Geek, do an outro.
We've been here for 3 hours. I don't know. I mean, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like. Comment. Miller has a lot of chest hair if you somehow watched 3 hours in. Like,
Please don't
comment about his chest hair if you made it this far. I want to know who made it this far. Bro is gonna go shave his chest.
It's just Jedi.
Yeah. What's up, Jedi?
Jedi Grayson.
Real. Steven might. But yeah, comment about his chest hair. If you're on Spotify, rate, review, do all the things.
If you're on Spotify, at Geek about my chest hair.
Real.
Tweet at Geek.
Real. I don't know. If you're on some other platform, we appreciate you, but I don't know how those platforms work. So cool. Yeah, that's all we've got. Next week we should be back, I'm guessing, talking about linemen. We're gonna talk about them big fellas, I'd assume. And if that wasn't the plan, it is now, because I said it on this episode. So good work, boys.
We might have Jake.
We might have all three of us. It could happen. Probably not, but it could. And that's what's important.
True.
But all right, without further ado, Miller, say final words so I can yell the thing.
Thank you all for watching. We love you.
Bye.